just a few weeks. Really phenomenal. And so,
by the way, did Paul Anka sing about you?
Paul Anka, I was relieved that Paul Anka did not sing about me.
He didn't make the parody?
You didn't make the parody.
Darlene was really on the spot there. And, Paul Anka, what an amazing performer. Yeah. And everyone was everyone was thrilled with this. And I was, surprised and thrilled too. But I was also glad not to be the focus of the song. And
I certainly understand that. So there's a lot to do. It's a brand new hospital.
Sure. Yeah.
You walk into a place where you still have a merger of two different entities, both that had their own ways of doing things, their own contracts, their own salary structure, and it's like the merger of a school. Yeah. Always a lot of complications. You're walking into that, so. Your thoughts? Yeah,
some of the really, really complicated, difficult work, it's done and it's visible. Like this is a beautiful hospital. What a gift in upstate New York to work in a new hospital. It's a gift for the staff, for the doctors, for our nurses, for everybody, and I think for our patients too. It's I work in the hospital as a doctor when I can, and it's calming for people to be in this beautiful facility. So that's the big lift. What an amazing lift that is.
Yeah.
For me, this complexity now, it's the fundamentals. We have to be great at quality and safety, every patient, every day. That is good healthcare, and we have to do it. And being good yesterday doesn't mean we're good today. It's everyday focus. So that's what we're doing.
You really have the, because it's not a tour. There were a few times we had to use the emergency room. You have the basics all there.
Oh, yes.
If I can, the walk from the garage to the emergency room or into the hospital, easy and convenient. Yeah. Once you get into the emergency room, there are rooms and in fact, they may come out into the lobby and take your vitals. It's changed tremendously. The workflow is, so that's all there. The rooms, people compliment the rooms. Everybody seems to have a view, which is awesome. And then there's the care that you have. So the base is already there, especially that nursing staff, which is incredible and caring.
Our nursing staff is growing, and we're so lucky to have the St. Elizabeth College of Nursing as part of MVHS. This is just a gift to us. It's a gift to the region. So I think this year, the final number was 85 graduates of St. Elizabeth College of Nursing came to work in our hospital, and they do a 4 to 6 month orientation. There's so many of them are just finishing now. They're becoming independent nurses for us in the hospital. Great for us. They're wonderful. They're wonderfully trained nurses. Great College of Nursing. Right. So that's the kind of thing we have to do more and more of. Bringing the skills to the people who want to be in Utica, grow up in Utica, and then making them part of MVHS. It's worked well.
You've done with 6 months assessment. Your half a year or so.
Sure.
What do you feel you need to work on?
It's these two big focus areas. So one is quality, safety, patient experience. Like, what's it like to be a patient? Some of it is what you see, how people speak with you, eye contact, caring. Some of it's trust. Like, there's a public trust part to healthcare, and the quality is a public trust part of that. That's on me to lead and to make sure that everything that happens there is the best it can be, national standards. The other piece of it is saying yes to people who come to us for care. Like, if you call MVHS, say you're new in Utica, and you want to be a new patient in our clinics, we have to say yes right away. And for that, we need to grow. We need more primary care doctors in this region. We need more capacity because we're really the healthcare system in the region. I mean, it's our duty to serve people. So those are the two areas: quality, safety, patient experience, and growth for people in this region. So, yeah.
So, Doc, one of the things that happened was, unfortunately, was COVID hitting right in the midst of the build out of the hospitals and things like that. And what happened was that, so much of the nursing staff ended up becoming traveling nurses and paid much money or whatever it is. And I kind of call them like free range chickens. And now you've got to try to get these
well-paid chickens.
Well-paid chickens. And, to try to get them, back in the coop. Are you having success with that in regards to trying to get these folks kind of back in what would be considered a more normal structure?
We really are. And I will say so traveling nurses, we do have a lot of traveling nurses who come. Those numbers they're decreasing. They're reducing. Now, I'm really grateful for the traveling nurses because we get some great high quality people. They stay with us for a little while and care for our patients with us. And we really want people to want to be the permanent part of MVHS. So we're attracting, retaining our students from CCON, which is phenomenal. We're attracting nursing students from other nursing schools in the region, and we want to make it appealing. Like you want to be part of a team, so you come into work and you care a lot about those folks. And so that's how we retain people, by making it a great work environment.
I have two biggies before we let you go, and I would love to get you back when we have more time. Number one, you're facing a hospital system, not in Utica, but in America, and certainly in New York State, that is short on nurses and short on doctors, and finances taking a huge hit from COVID. Now you're looking at the potential of big Medicaid cuts that could be coming. And I mean, how do you manage all this? Because the whole financial part of this is, well, that's how you survive.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I need to face the day and be high value and effective. And there's things you can control and things you can't control too well. I tell people when I'm interviewing folks, and I try to interview a lot of our potential staff, I want to be next to people doing the work. Utica is a great place to live. And if we can get people here, they realize that. I mean, you can have a home, you can raise a family. We have great school systems here. The last 14 months for me, people have been welcoming at every turn, whether it's in the community, in the hospital, around the region. I couldn't have felt more welcomed here as a new part of MVHS. And that's how our staff will feel too. We just have to get them here, and we'll keep them. And I think this sets Utica apart. It's not true in a lot of the country. You can't always afford a home some parts of the United States. Here in Utica, you can, and you can be part of this community. So that's a special thing for us, and I think we can build on it.
The finance part, which is a struggle for every hospital right now.
In some ways, for an upstate New York hospital system, probably most of rural America, you patch it together. And we need help. We need help from the state. We need help from our federal government. You had Congressman Mannion on earlier. He came to MVHS this week. He spent a lot of time with us, toured the place, tried to understand what we do. We need those kind of advocates, and we'll hold it together. I mean, I'm a nephrologist. So nephrologist is medical management of people that have kidney disease, including dialysis management. And I like to practice. I've always practiced medicine through all my different leadership roles. It's a privilege to practice. It's therapeutic for me. It's kind of a nice grounding thing that I do. And I understand the place a lot better when I practice. So I have done that here in Utica, and I'll seek to continue to do that. It's a privilege.
All right. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Dr. William LeCates, the new President and CEO of MVHS.
Thanks to both of you. Appreciate what you do here, but thank you.
Let's do it again.
All right, I'll be back. Appreciate it.
I was talking about the gala. I just let's do it again. That was a
just
good
as long
time.
as I'm not going to be up front dancing. I don't know about that.
All right, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's wanted person of the week. According to Sergeant Scott Hogue of the Rome Police Department, Cato Bunce is wanted on a bench warrant of one count of unlawful imprisonment in the second degree issued by the Rome City Court. The charge is in regards to an alleged domestic dispute that occurred back in December. Bunce is also wanted on an arrest warrant issued from the Rome City Court for one count of criminal possession of stolen property in the fifth. The charge stems from an incident that occurred in July of this year. Bunce has no known address, is believed to be in Rome or Blossville. Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-866-730-8477 or visit MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. The full story, photo, and links to Crime Stoppers is on our news site at WIBX950.com. A bat is tested positive for rabies in Whitestown. According to the Oneida County Health Department, positive results were confirmed Thursday on the bat. 4 people and 3 cats were exposed to the diseased animal. And if you see an animal, wild or stray, with signs of fear or frothing the mouth, do not approach it and stay away. If the animal is acting strangely, call your local animal control for help. In the Albany region, during a sit-down interview with a TV station, a 52-year-old man confessed he was responsible for the deaths of his parents. Lorenz Krause made the chilling confession on CBS 6. He had reached out to the TV station and requested the interview. In his startling account, Kraus described killing his father first, choking him. Hours later, he claimed he strangled his mother with a rope. Days afterwards, he buried both bodies in the backyard. Assemblyman Brian Miller has introduced legislation in Albany to tackle an increasing shining problem on the highways. Headlight glare caused by extremely bright headlights on cars. The study will be on brightness and the dangers it could cause on the highway. It'll be conducted over the next year. It's called the Beams Act, and it's currently in committee. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Severe weather yesterday limited into our south in Sullivan County. A possibility there was a tornado. We'll wait to get the assessment on that. Other than that, we've cleared it out. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Actually, not too bad of a Friday. Sounds a good way to sunshine pretty quickly. 75. Tonight, some clouds, mid-50s. In the North Country, a little bit cooler. A little fog settles in Saturday morning, then partly sunny, upper 70s. Sunday, sunshine up near 80. Very nice. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have clouds and drizzle, and again, mild, and a nice weekend on the way. 63 at WIBX. We'll talk about the weekend, a whole bunch of stuff coming up this weekend. And Willie Waffle found a new, what I think may very well be a pretty cool show to stream if you have Netflix or one of those devices that gets you Netflix. We'll get to it. Coming right up. Hold tight at WIBX.
Mattress Express's free adjustable base promotion is on. Come on, pick out any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic and get upgraded to an adjustable base at no extra charge. You heard me right. And we have no credit check payment plans.
How safe is your retirement? War is everywhere, debt continues to skyrocket, and the dollar is losing purchasing power. The value of the dollar is falling fast. That's why more and more people are converting their IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA to protect their retirement. In 2025, both gold and silver have risen an impressive 29%, and many experts project even bigger gains ahead. Take action now. Convert some of your IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA with Lear Capital. Call 800-957-GOLD for your free precious metals guide and IRA transfer kit. And with a qualified purchase, get up to $15,000 in bonus gold or silver deposited directly into your precious metals IRA. Lear Capital, the nation's leader in precious metals for 28 years. Call today at 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-GOLD. 800-957-4653.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hi, I'm Phil DiGiorgio. Planning for the future isn't always easy, but protecting what you've worked so hard for is important. The DiGiorgio Law Firm invites you to a free estate planning and asset protection workshop to be held on Thursday, October 9th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the DiGiorgio Law Firm offices at 250H Genesee Street, Utica, New York. Seats are limited, so call 315-732-3155 to reserve your spot. At this free workshop, you'll learn how to use trusts to preserve your home and assets from the high consultation. Again, that's 315-732-3155. The DiGiorgio Law Firm. Start protecting your hard-earned assets now.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
At this point, well, good morning. Good morning. I got to say, I have to handle this very, very carefully because you do realize that if we are given something if we're given something and then we talk about it on the radio, technically that would be Plagola.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. However, my wife did send me I don't know if it was a TikTok, Instagram, or whatever it was. She said, you got to mention this new place that just opened up in Utica. Now, Anthony Amodio did drop off a tomato pie this morning. I will tell you, I was already going to talk about this, and we're not doing it because he dropped off the tomato pie.
Okay.
But I needed a prop.
So, okay.
This is a new place that just opened. It's like an Italian deli bakery, and it's down in the Franklin Square, in the Franklin Square area, down on the other side, where I think it's where Taylor and the Cook used to be.
Okay.
Actually, 412 Main Street. Bag Square is what that's called. Sorry. I should know that, considering it's the oldest part of Utica. Anyway, they have opened up a place called Filomena's Salameria. Filomena's Salameria. Oh! No. Filomena's, and that may be a mom, grandmother, I don't know. Salameria. Salameria. I hope I say this right. Nonetheless.
Yeah, I was wondering myself how to pronounce that.
I love Roma's tomato pie. I love Tony's and Charlie's. It's a Utica thing. I love that because you can put it right in the freezer, and then pull it out, put it in the oven. And you're serving fresh, warm tomato pie. There's Tony's. There's so many different types, and there's the one in Washington Mills there. I forget the name of it. Then you can go over it. Actually, Shenantries makes a pretty good tomato pie. There are many, and I think in a lot of cases, some of these really good tomato pies are like a different meal. Each one is like a different meal.
Yeah.
So different. It's hard to compare them, apples and oranges, I feel like. But there is a new contender on the block. And it's Anthony Amodio's tomato pie. There's something about the crust.
All right, I was going to do this. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, first of all, the sauce is...
sauce is very good.
It's very sweet, but it's also rich and thick.
It's not too sweet. It's not a... I once got a tomato pie, and they had put, by mistake, too much sugar. And I couldn't eat it. It was almost like a dessert. This is like the perfect amount, and the crust has a crustiness to it that's...
Ready? You want to hear it?
Yeah. Listen in as he bites.
Avoid getting cheese in the microphone.
Please,
here.
yes. Please.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hear that?
If you can't hear that...
That's not a sound effect.
No. That was a toothful effect.
That is... And here's the thing, too, about the crust. It's really... well, it is crispy. It's not burned. People can see on the YouTube there.
Yeah.
It's all... Right? Put it that way. But it's a lighter crust. It's not a heavy, dense crust, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
It is buttery.
It is buttery.
It's
now, Wayne messaged
buttery.
in already to say, I ordered one, and he said there was grease on the bottom. But that's a little bit of oil. That's olive oil, probably.
That is the trademark of this tomato pie.
Listen again.
Yeah, Wayne, bite into the.
I'm not even biting into the crust.
That's
Good
right.
point.
Bite into the crust.
I'm biting into the part with.
Hold on, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again. I feel like such an idiot.
Here we go.
He's gonna bite into the. What would you call that? The edge.
Yeah.
The
Here we go.
crust. Here we go. I mean, these sound effects are currently live, and we are recording them to use them for all sorts of different things. Yeah, like it could be like walking on an icy driveway, right? It could be. I mean, it's really something. Wayne, you're right. It is it's a buttery crust, and they have sandwiches that she sent me some. There's some guy doing a food thing around online other than Joe Lode, and he was there yesterday, and he talks about it. So she sent me that and said, we have to get stuff from here. And we've already had the tomato pie. because I found it at. First of all, we were at. We really owe the Tukulana Club. I don't think you were there that day when we did the live broadcast from the World Series of Botch. Remember that?
Botch.
That's when Griffo said, "You're going to love this tomato pie." We're bringing in Anthony Amodio, and he stopped by and dropped off, and I had said, "This is one of the more unique." This reminds me a lot of like a Tony's. Do you realize for the last 5 minutes we've been talking about tomato pie?
Yeah, I do. The last 3 minutes I've been eating it.
And I want you to know I had no idea he was coming in today, and it is on my list to talk about. And I even have the little brochure. But they have these sandwiches that are enormous. They have all sorts of Italian focaccia features and all sorts of stuff, including their tomato pie. Check it out. The tomato pie, by the way, is also available at Shenantries.
That is awesome.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, Smitty loves this tomato pie.
Yeah.
So
maybe it could be possible, and I may be going on a limb, that you two save maybe a piece for me. I know it's not on my low-carb diet, but if you could, it would be nice.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you.
All right, let me move on.
Well, just one more thing. Say it again. I can't say it. I got to practice.
I'm calling it Amodio's.
Salamaria?
Filomena's Salumaria.
Okay.
Maria.
It's an Italian cured meat shop, a type of deli specializing in salami, prosciutto. It functions as a producer and retailer in the meat. So that's what that's not like a last name.
That's what that means.
That's the name of a.
Well, Philomena's the last name.
Yeah, no, I think it's a first name.
Right. That's a name.
Yeah, but the Salamaria that's what that reference is.
And her picture is there, so I'm assuming she maybe a
there's a
mother
little cartoon
grandmother.
picture of her.
Salumaria.
A little emoji.
I would assume, and that's deli or something, right?
It's an Italian cured meat shop. It's not a
Okay.
deli.
There
It's
you
an
go.
Italian cured meat shop.
Mike says, Jeff is a Dave Portnoy of tomato pie ratings. Let me bring. Can I just keep going, Davey? Because I don't want to stop. We don't have a lot of time. Willie Waffle on the line right now. Willie, good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Let's do like 2 minutes because it's already been overly talked about. But 2 minutes of I want to give you my take on Jimmy Kimmel and then your take on your opinion on my take. Or whatever your take is. So everybody's been talking about the ratings. The one thing that is true since 2015 and even probably since 2010, television ratings, not just late night. The problem is this story came out and everybody said Kimmel's ratings are down. That's why they're getting rid of him. That's really not true. The fact is everybody's down. All TV is down. And because Kimmel is actually number 2 in the spring ratings, Colbert number 1, Jimmy Fallon, who does no politics, just a little bit, Jimmy Fallon is number 3. I find that ironic. And then
I do too.
Gutfeld is at 10 o'clock, and he of course is number 1 in that time slot. So you have 3 political shows. All if you put them all together, they still wouldn't combine the amount that the number of viewers that Johnny Carson got because there was no competition. But what's happened is with streaming and with Netflix and all these other opportunities people have to get content, you're seeing broadcast television begin to wane. And where all of this goes, I do agree, it won't just be Jimmy Kimmel, all of them. They're not going to go away, but they're going to be on their streaming platforms, and it'll be a whole different world to deal with. But let me just tell you that Tuesday night, he went from 1.7, I believe it was 1.8 million viewers on broadcast, with 20%, 25% of the TV stations not airing him. He went from 1.8% or 1.8 million to 6 million viewers on broadcast TV. And as of early Wednesday morning, he was at 28 million views on YouTube. So if anybody wants to know what did this do to Jimmy Kimmel's ratings, well, it made them bigger than they ever were, at least temporarily.
Well, And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
for one
it's not
night.
going to stay there. It's not going to stay there.
No, it won't. I mean, talk to me in 3 weeks when he's scoring a 1.0 because, so many of the affiliates still aren't carrying him. I mean, this is a major challenge for ABC moving forward.
It is. That's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't see the show. I mean, my ABC affiliate is owned by Nexstar. They're showing Modern Family replays.
Let me just tell you, you have Binghamton, Watertown, Utica, Syracuse, Albany, all not. I believe that that Buffalo and New York City is carrying Kimmel because. And Rochester. Rochester is Sinclair. Everybody else, basically in New York on ABC, is Nexstar. So, but I just think they're only going to be able to hold out for so long, and sooner or later they're going to. If I'm ABC at this point, I'm like, all right, you guys want to play ball? That's fine. We're going to make the move that we're going to make in 5 years. We're pulling programming from you, and we're only going to put it on our best programs, the ones you really want. We're putting it on Disney Plus, and you're not going to be able to air it. That's what I'd do if I were Disney. I'd play hardball. They're almost there anyway.
Well, I think that's what they should do with the Kimmel Show. I mean, one of the reasons
they may do that.
I mean, I check to see, hey, do they stream it anywhere live? And they've, out of respect for their affiliates, not put it on Disney Plus, or
you're right.
You got to play VPN games to kind of pretend you're in another city. So I think that's probably their best move. Like, hey, we're just going to put it on YouTube, or we're going to put it on Disney Plus.
We've been talking about this for 15 years, but Willie, I think we have these key moments that have occurred throughout the years. Little things, whether it be COVID or 9/11, these big things that have happened. I'm not saying this is a big thing, but the death of Charlie Kirk is, and that's really what you would call this event, the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the aftermath. I think this is going to be a monumental moment in network/broadcast television, where this is going to begin the exodus from local television stations to their apps. I feel that when we look back in 2 years, we're going to say it all started back with this whole controversy over Kimmel, and that's when ABC decided, screw it, we're going to stream everything.
You could be going that way. Listen, I remember very vividly back in the 90s, NBC said, why are we not just a cable channel? Like, why don't we just sell ourselves to all the cable companies, not have to worry about the affiliates? And then there was this mass uproar, like, oh my God, how could you abandon the affiliate model? And I think you're right. I think now it's a lot more realistic. You have other outlets, you have other things that you control. I mean, Peacock controls the Peacock streaming channel.
Yeah.
They can put all that stuff on.
It's not regulated by the FCC either.
And that's not right. That's another whole you can get away, and you can start to compete with the stuff that is a little more risque, a little more realistic for 2025. Like the stuff on HBO or the streaming apps that you watch. So, yeah, this is I think this is an epic moment in broadcast television history, and we won't know it. It's going to happen gently but quickly, and before you know it, you're going to look around and you're like, wow, what happened? Everything has changed.
Well, I think you saw a little bit of that with the new NBC show, The Paper, which is their kind of their sequel to The Office. They put the entire season out on Peacock before it ever hit the air.
Yeah, think about that.
They were testing the waters. They wanted to see, hey, if we had a big property that was very popular, would that drive our Peacock ratings? And that's what they're trying to do. And hey, listen, all the streamers are putting out new content. But the biggest challenge the streamers face is that, some of the biggest content they have is usually owned by other people. It's movies from other studios. It's broadcast television programming that they own the library and they're showing. So that's going to be, I think, the big move. Are people ready to totally embrace streaming as the only place to see television?
Well, and let's look at this is all about what? as each.
Oh, it's about money, baby.
It's about money, but as each decade goes by, make it even each half decade goes by, it number one, more people are getting accustomed to streaming, and people who are not accustomed to streaming, I don't want to say it.
Well,
they're leaving this. They're leaving this earth.
I have to tell you something. I'm sorry, Willie. Go ahead and make your point. I just want to.
No, I was just going to say, one of the things that I monitor about every month, they come out with with something from Neil. I think it's Nielsen who does it, where they monitor what are you watching on your television, and streaming has exceeded broadcast and cable for about a year and just keeps growing.
Yeah, there's only so long the networks can say we're going to allow, remember who owns Hulu and who owns all of these sub-networks. It's all the networks anyway. But it's going to be interesting to see what do they give local stations, or do they make local stations become a PIX like WPIX in New York City, where they got to come up with their own syndicated program.
Okay, real quick, I have to tell you, I got a call from my mother last night. I had a long day. She calls me at about 9:15 p.m. and says she has a streaming device. She was trying to watch a program and says, something's wrong with my internet. Okay, and we went back and forth on the phone for 20 minutes. Oh, make sure the Wi-Fi's on. Do this. Go to this page setting. Make sure you're on your correct router, whatever. I don't even know if I'm using the terminology correctly. I ended up driving over to her house at about 10 o'clock last night because she's all flustered. She was watching the show.
You hooked her up.
There was an outage in the area.
That was the reason.
So
an internet outage.
An internet outage. I just want to mention that this is something everyone talks about how great streaming is, and in theory it is, but you get these little hiccups or your router blows or something goes, and then you can't watch anything for the whole weekend.
And I'll tell you one other thing. We used to be on TV on Fox, the local Fox channel, Willie, every morning. Start at 6 o'clock, ends at 9. Just turned us on. There were no breaks. There was nothing. It was just like a camera watching over us every morning with audio. And when that went away, because the product ended up getting so bad in terms of technology, we went to YouTube, and it's still, our YouTube is growing. It's growing every week, but it's nothing compared to, I get people all the time at the grocery store or something. It's like, man, I wish you were back on TV. And I'm like, well, we're on YouTube. Yeah, I really don't do well with that. I don't know how to do that. So TV, broadcast TV is just easy. And that, but it's getting, the streaming is getting easier and easier and easier as the demographic that grew up with this is beginning to become older. And the older people are, they have Jeff to come over to their house. And not that I'm calling your mother older by any means. All right, Willie, I hate to say this, but this is terrible. We talked about this the whole time. But it's a big topic, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is massive. I mean, we didn't even get into the whole future FCC fight that's going to be going on as Disney. I mean, the FCC didn't exactly go, oh, okay, well, Kimmel's back, no big deal.
Yeah.
No, they're gearing up to go after Nexstar. They're gearing up to go after Disney as Disney tries to finalize its deal with the NFL. I mean, it's going to keep coming up.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to keep coming up in other places and other forums. I think that, Brendan Carr feels empowered by the president to fight this fight.
That guy's scary. I'm not saying
it's going to be rough.
That guy scares me. That guy scares me. It's like taking the FCC back to the 1960s, where, I mean, they just haven't acted like this in a long, long time. I think we've gotten a little comfortable. So, all right, quickly, Willie, we started watching a streaming show last night. I think it's Netflix, and it's about the history of the Guinness family. And this week,
the family of Guinness. You check that out. Was it any good?
First episode,
it's okay.
First episode was okay. This is what my wife said. Very interested. She likes Guinness. And I said, I'm in the book. Very interested. So first episode, she said, I hope this is the setup and it gets better. So we're gonna try this weekend. Episode 2. We'll see what happens.
Okay. I'll throw out there the Lowdown on Hulu with Ethan Hawke. Is a new streaming program that I think is kind of cool, kind of quirky, and I think it's going to keep getting better.
All right, the lowdown. We got to check that out.
Very quickly, I just have to know
5 seconds,
that
literally.
Willie Waffle called in today to hear you give ratings on a show.
Willie, I'm so sorry. I really apologize. But you know what? Here's the best part, Willie. You didn't have to work today, and we still pay you.
Hey, I like that part. That's
all right.
the best job of all time.
It is. All right, have a great weekend. Thank you.
I see you.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He's expected to surrender today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former FBI Director James Comey, who's defiant after being indicted, posting on Instagram he's innocent.
We will not live on our knees. And you shouldn't either.
The president, in a Truth Social post, calls Comey one of the worst human beings in the country. The charges relate to Comey's testimony to Congress about the FBI investigation into the 2016 election and allegations of Trump campaign Russia collusion the president calls a hoax.
Comey is charged with obstruction and making false statements. President Trump last week pushed for the Justice Department to move forward with an indictment against Comey, demanding in a Truth Social post that justice be served now. Comey was FBI director when the Russia investigation was opened. He was fired just a few months into the first Trump term.
That's Fox's Gernal Scott. We're learning more about the gunman who shot at an immigration enforcement facility in Dallas, Texas this week, that he tracked ICE agents using an app. And Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
Federal officials say the shooter spent months planning this attack that they say was meant to kill ICE agents. They say they found a collection of notes in 29-year-old Joshua John's house. The notes included a game plan of the attack, and he called ICE agents people showing up to collect a dirty paycheck.
No agents were shot, but 3 ICE detainees were. 1 died. John shot and killed himself. President Trump signed an order facilitating the sale of TikTok to American investors away from Chinese control to prevent a ban of the social media app mandated by law. Vice President Vance says
there was some resistance on the Chinese side, but the fundamental thing that we wanted to accomplish is that we wanted to keep TikTok operating, but we also wanted to make sure that we protected Americans' data privacy as required by law.
President Trump's going to impose more tariffs next month, this time targeting some imported pharmaceuticals, trucks, furniture, household products. And later this morning, he goes to the Ryder Cup in New York, which starts in about 10 minutes with the first matches, American golfers versus Europeans. America's listening to Fox News.
Allie Dwyer and her 3 sons lost their hero, Stephen. Serving our country in the United States Army was Stephen's calling, and flying helicopters was his passion. Stephen was killed in a Black Hawk helicopter crash over the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to friends like you, Tunnel to Towers provided his family with a mortgage-free home, giving them security and hope in their darkest hours. Help more families like the Dwyers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will go to the UN today, addressing a General Assembly where this week more countries recognized a Palestinian state. President Trump does not support that, calling it a reward for terrorism, but he's drawing the line for Israel outside of Gaza, where the war against Hamas keeps raging.
Believing a ceasefire deal in Gaza is within reach. President Trump says he has assured Arab leaders Israel will not annex the West Bank.
I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank. There's been enough. It's time to stop now, okay?
The president says he relayed that message to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The West Bank is governed by the Palestinian Authority. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed ahead of a new inflation update that we're going to get next hour, following a 3rd straight day of losses for the Dow and the NASDAQ. Week 4 of the NFL season kicked off last night.
The league's new kickoff rules made a huge difference on Thursday Night Football. After Arizona staged a 4th quarter rally to tie Seattle, the game seemed destined for overtime. But Cardinals kicker Chad Ryland kicked it short of the landing zone, giving the Seahawks the ball at the 40-yard line with under 30 seconds to go. Sam Darnold got the Seahawks into field goal range, and Jason Myers came up clutch.
From 52, the kick wobbles,
but makes it through.
That was courtesy of Amazon Prime Video as Seattle won 23-20, moving to 3-1, while Arizona dropped to 2-2. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
In baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers clinched the National League West title, shutting out Arizona 8-0. The Detroit Tigers beat the Cleveland Guardians 4-2 to pull the teams back into a first-place tie in the American League Central Division race with just 3 games left in the regular season. The New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays both won last night to remain tied atop the AL East. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's wanted person of the week. According to Sergeant Scott Hogue of the Rome Police Department, Cato Bunce is wanted on a bench warrant of 1 count of unlawful imprisonment in the 2nd degree issued by the Rome City Court. The charge is in regards to an alleged domestic dispute that occurred back in December. Bunce is also wanted on an arrest warrant issued from the Rome City Court for 1 count of criminal possession of stolen property in the 5th. The charge stems from an incident that occurred in July of this year. Bunce has no known address, is believed to be in Rome or Blossville. Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-866-730-8477 or visit MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. The full story, photo, and links to Crime Stoppers is on our news site at WIBX950.com. A bat is tested positive for rabies in Whitestown. According to the Oneida County Health Department, positive results were confirmed Thursday on the bat. 4 people and 3 cats were exposed to the diseased animal. And if you see an animal, wild or stray, with signs of fear or frothing the mouth, do not approach it and stay away. If the animal is acting strangely, call your local animal control for help. In the Albany region, during a sit-down interview with a TV station, a 52-year-old man confessed he was responsible for the deaths of his parents. Lorenz Krause made the chilling confession on CBS 6. He had reached out to the TV station and requested the interview. In his startling account, Krause described killing his father first, choking him. Hours later, he claimed he strangled his mother with a rope. Days afterwards, he buried both bodies in the backyard. Assemblyman Brian Miller has introduced legislation in Albany to tackle an increasing shining problem on the highways. Headlight glare caused by extremely bright headlights on cars. The study will be on brightness and the dangers it could cause on the highway. It'll be conducted over the next year. It's called the Beams Act, and it's currently in committee. A Syracuse University fraternity responding in the aftermath of a disturbing incident earlier in the week. Zeta Beta Tau is calling the attack during Rosh Hashanah an act of ignorance, intolerance, and hatred on campus. It's alleged 18-year-old Samuel Patton entered the fraternity building Tuesday and threw a bag of pork at the wall. Patton is a student at SU, and another student, 18-year-old Kyle Anderson, is accused of driving him to and from the scene. Patton and Anderson, both charged with committing a hate crime during Rosh Hashanah, which occurred this week, the Jewish New Year. U.S. News evaluated over 1,700 U.S. colleges and universities based on 17 factors to measure academic quality and graduate success. New York's lowest-ranked Tier 1 school, Villa Maria College in Buffalo. The top 3, Cornell, Columbia, and New York University. Earlier this week on Wednesday, Utica and Rome made it on the Jeopardy program. The category was 4-letter homophones. The clue: to wander and a city about 15 miles from Utica, New York. A California professor had the answer: Rome, R-O-A-M, and Rome, R-O-M-E. The contestant, Natalie Shapiro, finished second in the game. Early birthday Boilermaker registration ends today as the race celebrates race director Jim Sestitis' 73rd birthday. The early registration and discount for the 5K and 15K race, July 12th of next year, will run through 11 a.m. this morning. And according to Food and Wine, Instacart has measured candy sales, and it will continue to do so through Halloween. It's ready to say which America's favorite Halloween candy is based on online sales and where they are currently in terms of the race for the most popular candy. Currently, the clear leader so far is traditional Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, followed by pumpkin-shaped Reese's Peanut Butter Cups at number 2. Peanut M&M's is number 3, followed by Kit Kat, Snickers, and Sour Patch Kids rounding out the top 5. The final list will be available on Halloween. In sports, the Yankees completed the sweep after taking down the White Sox 5-3 in their finale from the Bronx. Giancarlo Stanton hit a go-ahead 3-run double in the bottom of the fifth. New York is tied atop the AL East and will host the Baltimore Orioles for a 3-game series that begins tonight. The Mets captured their rubber match against the Cubs after earning an 8-5 win at Wrigley Field. Francisco Lindor went deep with a solo shot for his 30th home run of the season. New York is third in the NL wildcard and will visit the Miami Marlins with its final series this weekend. It begins tonight. In the NFL, the Bills host the Saints at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The Giants are turning to their rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart, to start for the G-Men against the Chargers on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. And the Jets quarterback Justin Fields returned to the practice field on Thursday. Fields missed Week 3's matchup against the Buccaneers, and they will battle the Jets versus the Miami Dolphins in Monday Night Football. College football has entered its 5th week of the season. Syracuse University football team returns to the gridiron in search of a 4th straight victory. The Orange are hosting ACC rivals, the Duke Blue Devils, at the JMA Wireless Dome tomorrow. Syracuse coming off a huge win over Clemson last weekend and has a record this season of 3 wins and just 1 loss. Kickoff is set for noon tomorrow. Tickets are still available. The game is also being broadcast on the ACC network. In other college action, UConn is 2-2 and will visit Buffalo Saturday. Utica University hosts Alfred State at 1. Hamilton hosts Bowdoin. Morrisville hosts number 24 Cortland at noon. Hartwick is at SUNY Brockport Saturday at 1. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Severe weather yesterday limited into our south in Sullivan County. A possibility there was a tornado. We'll wait to get the assessment on that. Other than that, we've cleared it out. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Actually, not too bad of a Friday. Sounds a good way to sunshine pretty quickly. 75. Tonight, some clouds, mid-50s. In the North Country, a little bit cooler. A little fog settles in Saturday morning, then partly sunny, upper 70s. Sunday, sunshine up near 80. Very nice. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
63 degrees. Davey, you're saying Doug Callan has a southern drawl to his sports report today?
Yeah, he pronounced the Hamilton College football opponent wrong.
What is it? I didn't hear it.
He pronounced it Bodine. It's Bowdoin.
Bowdoin.
Bowdoin
Yeah,
College.
but if you're from South Carolina, it's Bodine. Bowdoin. Bodine. That's how they do it.
Paul Bodine. It's going to shoot
right.
you up if you get it wrong. Hey, Mom Bodine.
Okay. All right.
I just want to say that tomato pie that Anthony dropped off, phenomenal. So if there's any restaurants out there that want to drop off food for on Fridays, get a hold of me because we'll talk to you about you on the air.
The idea is to do a restaurant of the week, and you ended up with one right here.
So call me if anybody knows of anyone that wants a.
Can you say phenomenal again?
Phenomenal.
That's a
good.
Northwestern accent, the way he said that there.
That's right.
Phenomenal?
Doug Callan says a phenomenal. Matt and Holland Patton. The problem with tomato pie is missing the mozzarella cheese and the pepperoni. I've heard that from people that come here, and I'm bragging about the tomato pie, and they're like, it's like pizza without the mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, and it's served cold, not hot.
And it's cold. I don't even want to touch it. I'm like, you have no clue. I ran into somebody just recently. I was looking to get a reel-to-reel machine fixed. And there's a place called, I don't know, it's in Brooklyn. If you have a reel-to-reel player, like they were getting rid of equipment at the old building, and I'm like, I'll take one. I've got all these reels.
Oh, I think I know what one you're talking about.
Old material.
Yeah,
so I got 3 really nice ones because I started with the first one, it didn't work. I went to the second one, it didn't work. I went to the third one, it also didn't work. None of them work. So I'm like, man, if I could get one of them repaired. So I found this guy in Brooklyn, and he's like, I just saw, are you up in Utica? I grew up in Ilion and Little Falls. My family owned Kearney's Corners in Little Falls. Yeah, it was pretty wild. And he has like professional reel-to-reel decks that will sell for, $20,000, like the really good stuff in recording studios. And they have a recording studio there that is completely analog, no digital. He said there is not an ounce of digital in my studio, which is pretty cool. I feel you do get a different sound. That's what an audiophile will tell you. It's a different sound. It's warmer than digital. But anyway, I thought the tie to here was really something.
That's awesome.
And Kearney's Corners in Little Falls, the reason I bring this up, when I started out in radio, I would go in Saturday and Sunday mornings was when I was a junior and senior in high school. I would go and have to do the early shift. And Kearney's Corners in Little Falls used to have their pizza from the night before, and they'd wrap it in cellophane. And when it was still warm, slices. And it was different. It's different than your typical pizza. They'd wrap it in slices and put
Cellophane.
it out on the counter. And I would go in every morning before I went into the station. I'd get my my Diet Pepsi and two slices of that. And I still today crave it. And it probably sat out way too long by today's standards.
Yeah.
But, man, it was good.
So you would just eat it cold?
Cold.
Would you reheat it? No?
No, cold.
Ugh, I don't know if I can do that. See,
it was
tomato
good.
pie, that's delicious. And as you mentioned last hour, I just want to say there's a few places you ran down, and I love their tomato pie also.
There's a lot of great tomato
I can't
pie.
eat pizza, though, cold.
I can do that, yeah. You'd be surprised how much you'd love it.
I can't do
No,
that.
I've tried before. It's the cheese
But
and the sauce
Have you ever tried Kearney's Corners?
stuck together. No, are they still open?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I won't be trying
nope,
them then.
You're screwed. Donna, no mozzarella and pepperoni is pizza. Just sauce and grated cheese is tomato pie. Yes. Mike says it's like the Beverly Hillbillies. Jethro Bodine, a Smitty favorite. Bodine. All right, I have to do a quick break, and we'll come back.
We have
again.
more comments, too, right?
A bunch of comments to get to.
Good morning, Lance. I see you.
Lance is like saying...
He's complaining. Go figure. I don't know what
thought
happened.
you were on a no-carb diet. I'm trying to get away from the no-carb thing because the minute you go off that diet, you turn into you could stand in front of the mirror and you can watch yourself gain weight, especially if you're eating bread. So I'm trying to kind of just do a normal... cut back, lose weight the normal way. What do you think? Well, I'm failing.
I think 7 years ago I told you this was the way to go.
You did. So far, I'm failing miserably, but one of these days I expect to succeed. Hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX. Hold on.
How safe is your retirement? War is everywhere, debt continues to skyrocket, and the dollar is losing purchasing power. The value of the dollar is falling fast. That's why more and more people are converting their IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA to protect their retirement. In 2025, both gold and silver have risen an impressive 29%, and many experts project even bigger gains ahead. Take action now. Convert some of your IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA with Lear Capital. Call 800-957-GOLD for your free precious metals guide and IRA transfer kit. And with a qualified purchase, get up to $15,000 in bonus gold or silver deposited directly into your precious metals IRA. Lear Capital, the nation's leader in precious metals for 28 years. Call today at 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-GOLD. 800-957-4653.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames from 500 pounds to 55 tons with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caledona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
100 years. Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle is a tremendous value. And they focus on creating the ultimate customer experience at Steve Ponte Mazda. They also select the best late model Mazdas for their Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles. Pretty cool. They offer them with a 160-point inspection and balance in the 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And if you're looking for a lower price or lower payment, say, Ricky Z, I need a lower price or a lower payment. He'll say, let's make your deal on a new Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. And if you're having some pain, I don't know about you, Manaski, but it could be your walk. The way you walk, it could be your step. And they'll do at the Good Feet store, they will do a free, no obligation, personalized fitting with a test walk. No appointment is needed. You can walk right in and do it. And they'll be like, yep, you can see right here. And you literally can see, it's like an ink blot. You can literally see where the walk, your arch is off. And by the way, afterwards, you can look at that ink blot and they say, what do you see when you look at this ink blot? It'll tell a lot about your brainal functions.
A rooster.
Mm-hmm. That's what I see. Good Feet Arch Supports, made in the USA from the Good Feet store. Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Call 315-999-3910. Please make the pain go away. Oftentimes, I say that while watching the Mets game. Please make the pain go away. We have Bill, who's a Mets fan, on line one. Bill, hang in there. I'm going to get to you in a second. First, though, I want to talk. There is a story out there that says this whole wine o'clock somewhere, it's 5 o'clock, you know, that whole thing. Women, it's what they call now a wine mom culture. And the wonder is, are women now drinking wine in excess? Too much of it.
Some of them are, yes.
Probably. And on the line right now is Morgan Ryan. She's a growth marketing director at Smart Start, the nation's top ignition interlock provider, recognized for her work in challenging stigma and bringing more human approach to conversations. Wouldn't that change the world? Okay, we're going to see how human you are, Morgan. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So are women, so health experts are estimating nearly 200,000 Americans die every year from excessive alcohol use. 17% of the entire U.S. population reported in engaging in binge drinking, and maybe women have entered this with their gigantic wine glasses.
Yes, sir. So women now officially surpass men in binge drinking rates, specifically among 18 to 25-year-olds. So for women, it's about 32%. And for their male counterparts, it's just under 30%. And we've also seen between 2017 and 2019, when men actually did continue to lead in binge drinking, women are now that group instead. And so this, for us, this isn't just a scary trend. We do think this is quite alarming. And we believe now that binge drinking has officially become a women's issue. And you are right, this does impact moms as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe Kathy Lee started this whole problem. When she was on with Kathy Lee and Hoda, they were drinking every day on that show. Women watch it. They're having wine at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And mommy wine culture, I mean, it's real. You know, it kind of started, to your point, as this harmless, you know, wine o'clock, coffee mugs that, you know, we're sort of normalizing this daily pattern of use that, you know, these coffee mugs that would say there might be wine in here. And essentially what happens is what originally was, you know, humor and hashtags has really led to some pretty disproportionate numbers for women who are now, right, balancing work and school and other life activities on top of it.
Well, you know, the other thing about wine is you'll have someone say, well, you know what you got to do is if you must drink, you got to drink wine. Wine is so good for you. And we kind of went through this period where it was determined wine is good for you, especially red wine. It's good for you. Too much of anything is not good for you, probably.
That's correct. And wine as well. I mean, a 5-ounce regular glass of wine is anywhere between 10 to 12% ABV, right? That's alcohol by volume. And what we've seen in addition is this intentional marketing effort towards women. If you've walked into a Target lately, or any grocery store for that matter, and you take a look down that alcohol aisle, it's pretty pink and sparkly nowadays. And so that's intentional, right? They have created what are called, I like to call them canned cocktails. These are your boat-friendly, you know, sleek cans. And what's even more alarming is they are now starting to use certain wellness buzzwords to create like this health halo. So these canned cocktails have on average 3 times more percent ABV than even a regular glass of wine.
I bought some
Look at me. I'm healthy. I'm so healthy.
I was at Seneca Wine and Liquor yesterday, and I bought some healthy vodka for to appease my wife, who will, you know, say it's not healthy. And I'm like, yes, but this vodka, Belvedere, is organic. Ooh.
Right.
I got to tell you,
vodka.
the more I drank, the better I felt.
Too.
It was something. Yeah.
Bill's out there
really
trying
good.
to buy free range vodka.
I've been drinking it during workouts and everything. I mean, it's really changed my life.
Right.
All right. So
and, you know,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Manaz.
No, it's okay. And I think what's funny too is we've seen, you know, potato vodkas and these different health terms, but alcohol, especially for those that are fit, I mean, it disrupts your sleep, your hormones, your hydration, all of which completely eliminates and, you know, sort of deletes out all the work that you are doing.
Yeah.
And so I think women in general, you know, very health conscious group, generally speaking, just need to be aware. And, you know, we need to fix the education part of it. I don't think I've ever had a doctor even ask me or screen me in any visit if I'm, you know, they ask you on the questionnaire, are you drinking? Yeah, I drink 1, you know, glass of wine a week or a month or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think we need to be much better societally about helping women as they do balance, right, mom life, work life, kid life, all the things, because they don't want to end up with, you know, an ignition interlock device post DUI or anything like that.
Right. You certainly don't want to do that. You want to add something?
I was just going to ask a little bit more of a look at the numbers. We call it wine mom culture, but it sounds like the real issue that you're highlighting today, or the real surge that we've seen in females, is the 18 to 25 range. So we label it wine mom culture, and I'm not saying 18 to 25 is too young to be a mom, but that's typically college student age.
Yes, so we see the binge drinking specifically between 18 to 25-year-olds, but it isn't just limited to Gen Z. We do see across adulthood, which is your 30s and 40s, that group as well is starting to show rising binge trends. And it's not quite at the binge level, but it is what we would consider heavy. So it's all kind of moving in that direction. But you're right.
Yep.
The specific statistic is for that younger Gen Z group.
All right, interesting stuff, Morgan. Thank you. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend and have
Thank
a cocktail and smile.
So one of the, it says here as well, is the wine mom craze a fun name that masks a serious issue? And it seems to be, you can certainly make a case that it is. And I also think that people should consider, look, again, I'm not here to lecture anybody. I'm a smoker, and it's a horrible thing. It's probably, it is the worst health decision I've ever made. But we often talk about, the risks of vaping and smoking, and now marijuana in New York is legal, and it's in sodas, and it's in candy, and it's in foods and everything. And, what impact does that have, and is it dangerous? And I think Trump's talking about it on the federal level, and that's kind of caused a split in MAGA or MAGA, however you pronounce that.
Doug Callen calls it MAGA.
We often overlook alcohol. And it's so many places.
A big problem.
It is so many places. Even when you go to the like a gas station, they got like a malt liquor style. I don't even know the name. Fireballs, stuff like that.
Yeah. She had mentioned going to Target. We can't do that here. They do have. There is some wines that can be sold in grocery stores, like state wine. New York State wines can be, but you go down to South Carolina. And you walk through the stores like a Walmart, and there's a whole liquor store within Walmart down there. So, listen, the reality is, right, it's in moderation. Everything is in moderation.
And don't forget, it is addictive. It is destructive.
Yes.
And often they say drink responsibly, but how many... There are some, but how many people go, you know what, I've already had 2. I've already had 4. You got a bottle of water? Can I grab a can of soda?
Yeah, it's a good way to lose your home. It's a good way to kill somebody, yourself, somebody that's in the car as well. So, yeah, really bad. Here's a big Mets fan I want to bring in quickly, who's also a big drinker. It's Bill in New Hartford. William, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Well, hello, Bill.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not quite as outstanding as the lowest man in the world, the lowest voice in the world. All right, quickly, I got a break because we have the free money question, Davey. By the way, it's worth how much?
$300.
$300 today. We got a good question. All right, what's up, Stefan? What do you have? Quickly, and then we're moving on.
Did you see how the Mets scored their first run? It was a weird play. The player, the Cubs player, fell into the first row of the bleachers. He caught it, though, but they ruled the ball was out of play.
Because he was out of play. Oh, that's weird. Oh, he was out of play.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
I didn't see that. I thought home run was hit for the first run.
No, it was officially a sac fly on a foul ball to the shortstop, who, as Stefan mentioned, fell into the seating. It's an interesting thing because as an umpire, this is something that we go over before the game to know areas. Obviously, a lot of these high school fields are not completely enclosed like a major league field.
What is out of play?
Right. So a lot of times there's a chalk line, but then they come and they mow.
We call that ground rules.
Ground rules, yes. And and understandably, they come and they mow the field, but they don't often repaint the lines sometimes. So, I can't tell you how many times I've been at home plate with a coach who goes, all right, so there's like a line. You can't see it from here, but if you go over there, you can see it. And it's from the dugout, and it goes all the way down to that third tree by the road over there.
You ever ump a game where there is no fence in the outfield?
Yes.
There is no out-of-the-park home run, so the ball just goes and goes. So you get a lot of in-the-park home runs, if you will.
Yes.
It's kind of wild.
But it's interesting, to Stefan's point, made the catch, went into an area deemed, and it was the stands, went into an area deemed out of play. So he cannot throw the ball. He cannot. It's now a dead ball, and the runners are allowed to advance.
Somebody asking, where is the tomato pie from? It's Philomena's Salamaria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's Anthony Amodio's Catering.
How do I know him? I know that I can't. Is he a judge? Run for office?
No.
Council?
No. But it's a name in food you would know.
Okay.
That's probably where. And they also have it at Chinantries and other places. He has a place out in Rome, I believe, and they've just opened up a place in Bag Square called Philomena's, and that's where we got it from. River Hills Properties,
delicious,
continuing to be the real estate agency in the area, all about service. Nobody sells homes like River Hills, and it's the service they give you. If you're trying to sell your home, you know that can be very stressful. But knowing you basically, by going with River Hills, you've hired a team of people to assist you, including your listing agent, who will do whatever it takes to help you and lower the temperature. It's kind of something we're hearing a lot of these days. In this case, it's lowering that stress level that comes along with selling a home. And they've invested even more in upstate New York. They have River Hills Properties has offices in Barneville, Little Falls, now up in Copenhagen, in Utica, Newport, home of Mayor Mark Butler, and soon coming to the city of Rome. It's River Hills Properties online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. And you know, down in Florida on the Gulf Coast side, beautiful Sarasota, Naples, and Marco Island, it is luxurious Gulf Coast Florida. They have some amazing properties. You could become one of the New York snowbirds there in the wintertime, here in the summertime. It's River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. News, and then our free money question from Hobica, worth $300, coming right up.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames from 500 pounds to 55 tons with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caladona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located on Commercial Drive, across from Hobby Lobby.
Back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's wanted person of the week. According to Sergeant Scott Hogue of the Rome Police Department, Cato Bunce is wanted on a bench warrant of one count of unlawful imprisonment in the second degree issued by the Rome City Court. The charge is in regards to an alleged domestic dispute that occurred back in December. Bunce is also wanted on an arrest warrant issued from the Rome City Court for one count of criminal possession of stolen property in the fifth. The charge stems from an incident that occurred in July of this year. Bunce has no known address, is believed to be in Rome or Blossville. Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-866-730-8477 or visit MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. The full story, photo, and links to Crime Stoppers is on our new site at WIBX950.com. A bat is tested positive for rabies in Whitestown. According to the Oneida County Health Department, positive results were confirmed Thursday on the bat. 4 people and 3 cats were exposed to the diseased animal. And if you see an animal, wild or stray, with signs of fear or frothing the mouth, do not approach it and stay away. If the animal is acting strangely, call your local animal control for help. In the Albany region, during a sit-down interview with a TV station, a 52-year-old man confessed he was responsible for the deaths of his parents. Lorenz Krauss made the chilling confession on CBS 6. He had reached out to the TV station and requested the interview. In his startling account, Krauss described killing his father first, choking him. Hours later, he claimed he strangled his mother with a rope. Days afterwards, he buried both bodies in the backyard. Assemblyman Brian Miller has introduced legislation in Albany to tackle an increasing shining problem on the highways. Headlight glare caused by extremely bright headlights on cars. The study will be on brightness and the dangers it could cause on the highway. It'll be conducted over the next year. It's called the Beams Act, and it's currently in committee. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Severe weather yesterday limited into our south in Sullivan County. A possibility there was a tornado. We'll wait to get the assessment on that. Other than that, we've cleared it out. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Actually, not too bad of a Friday. Sounds a good way to sunshine pretty quickly. 75. Tonight, some clouds, mid-50s. In the North Country, a little bit cooler. A little fog settles in Saturday morning, then partly sunny, upper 70s. Sunday, sunshine up near 80. Very nice. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, we're cloudy right now, 63 degrees, and it's time for Hobica's free money question of the day. And today it's worth $300. And Davey, you're looking for caller number what?
Caller number 8.
Eighth caller right now. Caller number 8, 315-736-0186. It's you want to add to that? You can.
Well, I just want to say one more thing.
Okay.
Even though he's not here today would have been my dad's birthday.
Oh,
He would have been
I'm sorry to hear that.
He would have been 71 years old today.
Wow.
So, happy birthday in heaven, Dad.
Oh, that's really, really nice, Davey. I don't know that I can go on now. I'm going to have to. Caller number, what did he say? 8. Caller 8. Your chance to win Hobica's
Did you
free
say
money.
8?
Did you say 8?
Yeah.
Caller 8. And you'll, it could have been 71. That would be very difficult.
It's a lot of calls.
8. Caller 8 right now. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX. $300 on the line.
Hey, man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining, though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business, too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames from 500 pounds to 55 tons with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caledona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years. Celebrating 100 years. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
What the hell is going on in this place?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you caught it, though, but I don't know. Is this station celebrating 100 years?
I believe it's
Is
100.
it this one? Yeah.
Or if you count the number of times it ran, it's now 200. Good God. Lordy.
And then at the top of the hour, it'd be 300 years.
Yeah. You're going to have to reset that for me, or I can
You
not
just do it
it.
dry.
However you want to do it. All right, let me go to Habaika's free money question of the day. It's 7:44. It's Friday morning. Manaski is in here this morning. Davey, of course. And Sean is also here. Sean from Boonville. Good morning.
Top of the morning to you. The rest of the day's for me.
Okay, I love it.
I love that.
It's been a long time. I'm so glad you're taking a shot here. And taking a shot on such a wonderful day when it's worth $300. Are you ready?
No. I'm ready.
Okay. This, of course, from the Habaika Law Firm. Habaika, 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. Here is today's question. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. Make sure you get an answer in, even if you have to guess. The candy Marsman eventually renamed and became this popular candy. What one? Ready, go.
Milky Way.
I would have gone with that, too, because of Mars.
Was it Fifth Avenue?
What is it? Oh, the Fifth Avenue bar.
I forgot about that, huh?
Yeah, I forgot all about that bar.
I'd never heard of a Mars bar.
Mars, they were very popular. I think it was caramel and chocolate and all that. The answer we're looking for here, though, Marsmen in Canada. I believe this candy was invented in France, came to Canada. Marsman is what it was called. It was renamed and is the 5th most popular Halloween candy in America right now. It's in Doug Callen's news report this morning. Sour Patch Kids is the...
kidding.
Yeah, Marsman,
it was
Sour Patch Kids.
Okay, I thought it was Mars bar.
I think the Mars thing.
Marsman, you're saying.
Mars thing kind of messes with you a little bit there. So
okay.
But Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
But anyway, hey, you know what we really miss? We miss all the cars from RV in the morning. He was a great guy.
Yeah. He's no longer with us?
No, he's passed on.
God, I got to tell you, when I first started working here in 2000, whatever it was, 2012, we would hear from RV often.
Yes.
And you never knew it was going to come out of RV's mouth. He would lay it right out there, and it was up to you to figure it out. So
he was a great guy. I used to have a few beers with him when he'd come up towards Boonville for golfing, and that distinctive laugh, that was his trademark.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's nice to memorialize him today. That's really cool. Sean, you stand by, and Davey's going to hook you up with the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card, good at the Comets games. You could use it at 70 Tavern and Grill. That'll be reopening. In the gift shop, at any of the concession stands. Aquavino with Beverly. Or at Babes or Taylor and the Cook, and the list goes on. So stand by.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Good hearing from you. Stand by.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
Right.
Bye.
That is the all-in-one food and fun card for the holidays. Makes for a very good gift card because it's available in so many different places. In studio right now is Joe Benson. Joe is... Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Bill. Thanks so much for having me on.
You got to be really, this is not your typical microphone. I have used microphones for many years, starting with, of course, Mr. Mike back in my early days. Remember that?
No.
Mr.
That was
Mike?
before my days.
You had to put batteries in it and, no?
No.
Okay. Nonetheless, these mics, you got to be right on, like literally touching them. So you are you're in a new role here for the Comets. And talk about where you were and how you got here.
Yeah, so I was with the Kansas City Mavericks in the ECHL, East Coast Hockey League, for a couple seasons before I got here to Utica. So I'll be doing, play-by-play, media relations, that kind of stuff, and super excited about it. Robert Esch has done so many good things with the organization, getting the players involved in the community, building the Nexus Center, and a lot of exciting things going on here for Utica hockey fans, and just can't wait for the season to get started. 2 weeks from tonight, actually, is the season.
Can you believe that? October is next week.
I know.
I'm going to bring Robin in a second, but I got an interesting story. Have you ever heard of Jim Jackson?
He was up here earlier this week.
Emmy Award-winning Jim Jackson, who actually worked here and worked with me over at another radio cluster. And WTLB used to do the games for the original Devils, Utica Devils here. And one day Jim walked in to just show you your job and to keep the faith is what I'm trying to tell you. Jim walked into the production room and was like, you know what? I got a great opportunity to go off and work for National Grid. I think because he had to hide from the radio corporate group that he was going on away games because he also had to sell advertising at the radio station in order for him to be the play-by-play guy. And they wouldn't allow him to do away games because it would take him away from selling on the streets. So the station would send him off and they'd cover for him. I mean, it was really something. He just got to the end of his rope and said, I don't think I can do this anymore. I swear to you, 2 weeks later, he's in Philadelphia. I mean,
crazy.
That's crazy. And he's an Emmy Award-winning sportscaster today. So pretty wild. Bring in Rob Esch. Rob, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Rob, how do you feel about Bill telling your new employees that they have a great opportunity at National Grid?
Well, well, that was then.
I didn't even know Joe. I didn't even know Joe was still with us.
Yeah.
Surprise, Rob.
Joe who? It's Benson. Yeah. That's freaking funny.
That's funny.
Well, I just, this little bit of advice will keep him here is what I'm saying. To keep the faith.
I got you.
So
I'm just
that's
having
where I'm
some
going
fun
with it. Rob, hard to believe, but we're just a few weeks away from opening weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's been a tough couple of years, and I think everybody knows that. It's nothing that any of us were happy about, and I think there's a lot of turnover, a lot of change. I think getting back to some of our old ways is going to be something that we're all eager to get into and start the season off and build back on the ice and in the community in a better way.
I have to say there's a lot of things that are going on for opening weekend and a lot of opportunities for giveaways and kids and families. It's a big family opening weekend.
Yeah, I think for us, we got like thunder sticks and posters that we're giving away, schedules and magnetic schedules. There'll be a lot of energy in the building. It's fun opening weekend. We're really Saturday. We're trying to do something to get more families engaged, so it's an earlier start time. It's at 3:00. We're happy that obviously Cleveland approved to do that, but I just think it's a way in the fall here to have some excitement with the families early on.
And who knows? In 2 weeks on a Saturday afternoon, it might be like 80 degrees. I mean, this weather's been crazy, so people will be out there. That's when you get your big crowds doing the tailgating and all that stuff. So, and Joe, if you would talk about some of the other promotions that you guys are working on.
Yeah, well, Rob mentioned the Thunder Sticks and the posters. We'll also have a nice arena show with the new LED dasher boards that the team installed last season, which are state-of-the-art. So that'll be really cool. We have a pregame entrance on Saturday, that afternoon game. The players will enter via red carpet through 72 on the side of the building there. So that'll be a lot of fun for fans to come and see players walk in. We'll have all kinds of activities going on for fans before the game, and like you guys were mentioning, more of a family-focused environment for that afternoon game. So that'll be a ton of fun. Tons of theme nights coming up. Our next one after opening weekend is Frights and Flights on October 25th. So kind of more of a Halloween theme type of game, and just several more throughout the season. So it'll be a ton of fun for fans, and I think a lot of those aspects, such as the dasher boards, will really elevate the fans' experience this season. So just tons of things to be excited for here.
So Frights and Flights, is that flights as in fly, or flights that sit in front of you and you drink them?
Perhaps both. You'll have to come out. You'll have to come out and check it out.
When I'm on a flight, I like a good flight sitting on that table right in front of me. That's always a good way to lower the tension a little bit. Rob, I did want to ask you about Notre Dame and the kids that have come in. I'm assuming they are all part of the entire hockey experience in Utica.
It's it's actually been eye-opening even for me. You got these 15-year-old kids that are moving across the country from all different parts. They've come together. They've done an excellent job. They're undefeated still. We had our first team that canceled against us because they were worried they were going to go down in the rankings this past weekend, which I'm pretty upset about. I think it's kind of crappy to do that to a team 72 hours before we're going to play them, but the team is it's really excellent, and I don't think we knew we'd be good, but I don't think we knew that we were going to be that good.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's done an exceptional job absorbing them into the school system there. Obviously, Nexus speaks for itself when they get here, but I couldn't say enough good things about what Notre Dame as a school has done for them.
So I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with this. What is?
Yes, you were driving truck during this time, getting out of the radio industry, which you should have stayed out, but I don't know what you're thinking. There's a new hockey school at Notre Dame, and Rob's obviously involved in all of that. So these kids that are coming in, and they're it's like going off to prep school to play hockey, and it's here, and it's at Notre Dame.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
Did I describe that right?
A bunch of us, there's a bunch of us that got together, Gary Heenan, Keith Veronese, Andy Starcheski, Adam Pollock, and myself. And we put an academy together, Notre Dame, always looking for enrollment. My son graduated there. I went there. Excellent school. But the kids they come from all over the country. We recruited them. I think there's 4 or 5 kids on this team that are heavily scouted by D1 programs already. So, I mean, they're excellent hockey players. But yeah, so they moved to the area. They do the whole school season here from Labor Day all the way through till June. Our season obviously starts up in September and goes through, the end of March, but it's excellent. They get to go to a great school. These are very serious hockey players that are only focused on going to Division I or playing pro hockey. A lot of these kids would be drafted and things of that nature. So it's excellent.
That's
it really
tremendous.
is excellent.
It's a really cool boost for Utica, and certainly for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And then you do for kids free hockey school. Kids who attend getting free tickets to the game on October 11th. Talk about that. Who wants to take that? Joe, you want that one?
Yeah.
Rob.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah. So what we did was it's really the Nexus Center, how this kind of arrived. But I mean, we have an unbelievable building. The county executive and the county legislators did an amazing job on developing this for us. And the audit authority as well. So what we did was we put on a free hockey school. We had about 380 kids there. And then obviously part of that is they're young kids. We want to get them involved in hockey. A lot of times during the hockey season, they get busy and they forget to do things. So we gave them tickets for that Saturday game to kind of spur off the start of the season.
Pretty cool, and they get tickets for that October 11th game. It's awesome. And then the reality is, Rob, this is a farm club. You see it you see it in baseball, you see it in hockey. Ultimately, you're feeding to the parent club. So there are some years where they just draw off you to the point where it can become a tough season. What are your thoughts this year on the team this year?
Well, I think there's for me, it's always been the same. It's always been a privilege to have an AHL team in your city, not a right. I think there's always kids going up. It didn't matter if we were in Vancouver or New Jersey. The good players go up. There's injuries. There's all sorts of stuff. I just think, maybe we got a little bit away from, a friend of mine said it to me, playing as gritty as your city is. And I think he's right on that. I think for the last couple of years it's been, a little different. But the coaching changes they made, the assistant coaches that are coming in are phenomenal. I think they're going to add a lot of accountability to the team and play the right way. And as long as you do that, the city will love you.
Yeah.
And I think the last couple of years, just very honestly speaking, I just don't think we've done that from anybody on the team, And I think it takes a whole cast of characters, and it doesn't matter if they get called up. We've always known that, we're a stepping stone for them to get to where they ultimately want to get. But you still got to do the right thing here.
Yeah, and getting called up is an awesome novelty for us, right? So you're like, oh my God, he was here. That's pretty cool. But you're right. I mean, when they're here, it's these people are really looking to connect with the players, and I think that's important in the AHL. So, all right, I'm excited about this season, Rob. As always, we appreciate it, and
thank you very much.
Big season coming up. Thanks so much.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Have a great day. Rob Esch, And, of course, Joe Benson. Quickly, I got about 30 seconds. Were you in radio before? Have you always done sports? Where'd you go to school? Bunch of questions there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Colby College, Waterville, Maine. That's where I went to school. Before this with the team, it was kind of a simulcast, so it was online radio and online streaming. So in a few local TV games, but not strictly radio.
So you've had the incredible luxury of not having to go through a radio station to get to the job where you are right now.
Correct.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're looking at two radio guys. You're like, man, I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done that.
Good for you, man. Welcome to the area.
Thank you so much, guys.
Gritty city, and they love the Comets. So kicks off in 2 weeks, a Friday night kickoff. And as we mentioned on the 11th, that Saturday is a 3 o'clock family fun game.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it. We'll be listening. Got a break. We have news coming up next, top of the hour at WIBX. There's nothing here. I'll take it. Top of the hour news, WIBX, Utica, Rome. It's 8 o'clock.
He's a corrupt, dirty cop. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just posted that on Truth Social about the FBI director he fired in 2017, the morning after James Comey was indicted. The president also wrote that Comey told a very serious and far-reaching lie for which a very big price must be paid.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
Comey posted that on Instagram saying he's innocent. Let's have a trial. He'll surrender today and be arraigned next month.
Comey faces a 2-count indictment, including charges of giving false statements and obstruction of a congressional proceeding. Both alleged crimes relate to Comey's testimony during a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing back in 2020, which focused on the investigation into ties between Russia and President Donald Trump's 2016 campaign.
Fox's Chanley Painter. Democrats condemned the indictment. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries called it a disgraceful attack on the rule of law. FBI Director Kash Patel just posted on X accusations the FBI is politicizing law enforcement come from the same bankrupt media that sold the world on Russiagate. We're learning more about Joshua John, the gunman who shot at an immigration enforcement facility in Dallas, Texas, Wednesday. Investigators say he planned it for months and targeted agents. And ICE Associate Director Marcos Charles says John also had been tracking them using apps.
The media has been amplifying these apps even as we warned them it would only lead to more attacks on law enforcement.
No agents were shot, but 3 ICE detainees were. One was killed, and then John shot and killed himself. President Trump's ready to impose even more tariffs on more imports. Posting on Truth Social, it'll be 100% charge on pharmaceuticals, but drug companies building manufacturing plants in the U.S. will be exempt. He's also putting tariffs on some trucks, upholstered furniture, and household products like kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities. And in a few hours, he'll leave the White House, go to New York to attend golf's Ryder Cup that's already underway this morning. Americans versus Europeans. America's listening to Fox News.
Allie Dwyer and her 3 sons lost their hero, Stephen. Serving our country in the United States Army was Stephen's calling, and flying helicopters was his passion. Stephen was killed in a Black Hawk helicopter crash over the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to friends like you, Tunnel to Towers provided his family with a mortgage-free home, giving them security and hope in their darkest hours. Help more families like the Dwyers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
While both Republicans and Democrats condemned political violence after this week's shooting in Dallas, President Trump has signed an executive order targeting domestic terror from the left, especially Antifa.
These are professional agitators.
That's right.
These are bad people, and they're paid a lot of money by rich people.
President Trump has labeled Antifa a domestic terror group, though some experts have questioned the legality of such a designation and say Antifa is not a centralized organization. The president is directing the National Joint Terrorism Task Force to coordinate a strategy to investigate, prosecute, and disrupt entities engaged in political violence or intimidation. at the White House. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Another Trump executive order facilitates the TikTok deal to keep the social media app operating in the U.S. A group of American investors are acquiring a majority stake to get TikTok out of Chinese control as mandated by law. The president says TikTok content will not be manipulated.
If I could make it 100% MAGA, I would, but it's not going to work out that way, unfortunately. No, everyone's going to be treated fairly.
We'll get an inflation update this hour, one the Federal Reserve tracks closely as it considers another potential interest rate cut on Wall Street. Ahead of that, stock futures have been mixed after a third straight day of losses. On Thursday night football, Seattle beat Arizona 23-20 on a last-second field goal, kicking off Week 4 of the NFL season. In baseball, another division title for the Dodgers.
Ground ball to third, over to first, 12 times in 13 years. The Dodgers have won the West.
The final out on Spectrum Sportsnet LA in an 8-0 Dodgers win over Arizona. Now to the American League. Detroit beat Cleveland 4-2, so the Tigers and Guardians are tied again atop the Central Division. The Yankees and Blue Jays also remain tied for first in the East after New York and Toronto both won. And there are playoff wildcard spots still up for grabs with 3 games left in the regular season. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is asking for the public's help in finding this week's wanted person of the week. According to Sergeant Scott Hogue of the Rome Police Department, Cato Bunce is wanted on a bench warrant of 1 count of unlawful imprisonment in the 2nd degree issued by the Rome City Court. The charge is in regards to an alleged domestic dispute that occurred back in December. Bunce is also wanted on an arrest warrant issued from the Rome City Court for 1 count of criminal possession of stolen property in the 5th. The charge stems from an incident that occurred in July of this year. Bunce has no known address, is believed to be in Rome or Blossville. Anyone with information can contact Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-866-730-8477 or visit MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. The full story, photo, and links to Crime Stoppers is on our new site at WIBX950.com. A bat is tested positive for rabies in Whitestown. According to the Oneida County Health Department, positive results were confirmed Thursday on the bat. 4 people and 3 cats were exposed to the diseased animal. And if you see an animal, wild or stray, with signs of fear or frothing the mouth, do not approach it and stay away. If the animal is acting strangely, call your local animal control for help. In the Albany region, during a sit-down interview with a TV station, a 52-year-old man confessed he was responsible for the deaths of his parents. Lorenz Krause made the chilling confession on CBS 6. He had reached out to the TV station and requested the interview. In his startling account, Krause described killing his father first, choking him. Hours later, he claimed he strangled his mother with a rope. Days afterwards, he buried both bodies in the backyard. Assemblyman Brian Miller has introduced legislation in Albany to tackle an increasing shining problem on the highways. Headlight glare caused by extremely bright headlights on cars. The study will be on brightness and the dangers it could cause on the highway. It'll be conducted over the next year. It's called the Beams Act, and it's currently in committee. A Syracuse University fraternity responding in the aftermath of a disturbing incident earlier in the week. Zeta Beta Tau is calling the attack during Rosh Hashanah an act of ignorance, intolerance, and hatred on campus. It's alleged 18-year-old Samuel Patton entered the fraternity building Tuesday and threw a bag of pork at the wall. Patton is a student at SU, and another student, 18-year-old Kyle Anderson, is accused of driving him to and from the scene. Patton and Anderson, both charged with committing a hate crime during Rosh Hashanah, which occurred this week, the Jewish New Year. U.S. News evaluated over 1,700 U.S. colleges and universities based on 17 factors to measure academic quality and graduate success. New York's lowest-ranked Tier 1 school, Villa Maria College in Buffalo. The top 3, Cornell, Columbia, and New York University. Earlier this week on Wednesday, Utica and Rome made it on the Jeopardy program. The category was 4-letter homophones. The clue: to wander and a city about 15 miles from Utica, New York. A California professor had the answer: Rome, R-O-A-M, and Rome, R-O-M-E. The contestant, Natalie Shapiro, finished second in the game. Early birthday Boilermaker registration ends today as the race celebrates race director Jim Sestitis' 73rd birthday. The early registration and discount for the 5K and 15K race, July 12th of next year, will run through 11 a.m. this morning. And according to Food and Wine, Instacart has measured candy sales, and it will continue to do so through Halloween. It's ready to say which America's favorite Halloween candy is based on online sales and where they are currently in terms of the race for the most popular candy. Currently, the clear leader so far is traditional Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, followed by pumpkin-shaped Reese's Peanut Butter Cups at number 2. Peanut M&Ms is number 3, followed by Kit Kat, Snickers, and Sour Patch Kids rounding out the top 5. The final list will be available on Halloween. In sports, the Yankees completed the sweep after taking down the White Sox 5-3 in their finale from the Bronx. Giancarlo Stanton hit a go-ahead 3-run double in the bottom of the 5th. New York is tied atop the AL East and will host the Baltimore Orioles for a 3-game series that begins tonight. The Mets captured their rubber match against the Cubs after earning an 8-5 win at Wrigley Field. Francisco Lindor went deep with a solo shot for his 30th home run of the season. New York is third in the NL wildcard and will visit the Miami Marlins with its final series this weekend. It begins tonight. In the NFL, the Bills host the Saints at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The Giants are turning to their rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart, to start for the G-Men against the Chargers on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. And the Jets quarterback Justin Fields returned to the practice field on Thursday. Fields missed Week 3's matchup against the Buccaneers, and they will battle the Jets versus the Miami Dolphins in Monday Night Football. College football has entered its 5th week of the season. Syracuse University football team returns to the gridiron in search of a 4th straight victory. The Orange are hosting ACC rivals, the Duke Blue Devils, at the JMA Wireless Dome tomorrow. Syracuse coming off a huge win over Clemson last weekend and has a record this season of 3 wins and just 1 loss. Kickoff is set for noon tomorrow. Tickets are still available. The game is also being broadcast on the ACC network. In other college action, UConn is 2-2 and will visit Buffalo Saturday. Utica University hosts Alfred State at 1. Hamilton hosts Bowdoin. Morrisville hosts number 24 Cortland at noon. Hartwick is at SUNY Brockport Saturday at 1. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Canlon for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Severe weather yesterday limited into our south in Sullivan County. A possibility there was a tornado. We'll wait to get the assessment on that. Other than that, we've cleared it out. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Actually, not too bad of a Friday. Sounds like a way to sunshine pretty quickly. 75. Tonight, some clouds, mid-50s. In the North Country, a little bit cooler. A little fog settles in Saturday morning, then partly sunny, upper 70s. Sunday, sunshine up near 80. Very nice. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, it's 63 and cloudy. Celebrate the season at New York Sash's Harvest Festival tomorrow, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at their showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. You can bring the entire family for pumpkin decorating, kids' activities and games, cider and donuts from the Clinton Cider Mill, and the Guess the Weight Pumpkin Contest. Capture the moment with free professional fall photos. You got to reach out to them today to set up that. RSVP is required for the photos. There's one big deal going on as well, and that is it is their biggest one-day sale of the year, but you must be there in person. Unprecedented savings on windows, doors, and baths. One day only, tomorrow. Don't wait for the snow to fly. Get your project done before winter with New York Sash. Details at newyorksash.com/harvest. And stop by the New York Sash showroom tomorrow. Free, family-friendly Harvest Festival going on 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. tomorrow.
That sounds like a very nice family, fun, friendly event. But everything that's old is new again. I believe you used to do a similar contest with Joe Load, didn't you? Guess the weight.
Guess the weight of the load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
People
Joe, if you're listening
close.
this morning, good morning, sir.
He lost a lot of weight, too. It was tough to keep track right there.
He did.
You have some stuff you want to address.
Just real quick. Okay, so who sent this to me? Your free money question of the day involved the Mars Men?
Mars Men.
Okay. When you asked me before you asked the question, I thought you said Mars Bars. Okay, so who sent this? Was this Roger? Roger sent this to me. A Mars bar which is what I thought you were talking about, is a chocolate bar made by Mars Incorporated, consisting of nougat, caramel center, caramel or caramel, doesn't matter, but you know what I'm talking about, coated in milk chocolate. First created in 1932 in England by Forrest Mars Sr., the bar is a popular treat in many parts of the world, though its composition has varied by region. The original UK-style Mars bar features a thick, chewy caramel nougat filling with a different version, while a different version was produced in the United States with nougat and toasted almonds, and it was later discontinued. So I thought your question was, what was the Mars bar and what did it become?
The question was difficult because Sour Patch Kids, which is the number 5 most popular Halloween candy, according to Instacart. Mars Men used to be, they changed the name to Sour Patch Kids, and now it's a huge candy. Do you know what Mars Men is today? It's actually a testosterone pill that is manufactured in the United States.
Endorsed by RFK, I believe. Right?
I believe
I'm
so.
Kidding.
Yes,
That's a joke.
He's all about it. Or maybe he's not all about it. Maybe he's against it. It could be. What else? One other thing?
I have 2 other things here. I have a story here. This is WKRC TV. I don't even know if this could be Ohio. This could be someplace in Rochester. I don't know, but it caught my attention. A man allegedly used a sex offender registry to find a pedophile, disguised himself as an accountant, and his plan was to go up and kill the man. When caught and questioned by police, he told police that he thought it would be really cool because everyone hates pedophiles. Now, while that may be true, I just want to note that
it's almost like he wanted to kill somebody, so if I'm going to kill anybody, I'm going to make it a pedophile.
And to gain fame or attention, or so
weird.
People would think he was cool. And the first thing that popped into my mind is the Mangione case.
Mangione, even this one with the ICE shooting that just occurred. Another one that thought that he was going to create even a bigger upheaval, uprising. I think a lot of these guys just like their names and their pictures on TV and watch it, except some of them off themselves before they actually ever get to watch the TV.
Yeah, and the reason I mentioned the Mangione case is because it's one of these examples where somebody does something criminal, obviously a murder, allegedly.
And people are celebrating.
Yeah, and he becomes almost like a folk hero. So I just want to highlight the danger of that. You should see look at the booking photo of this guy. He looks like he's on some pretty good drugs.
And the reality is, pedophilia is horrific.
Yes.
But you're going to ruin your life if you decide to go out and try to. Imagine what the victim's parents feel like when they find out something has happened and they have to deal with it. The first thing police will say is, please do not take matters into your own hands, because if you do, you will be the one sitting in jail as well. And while it may make you feel better, it's not going to make you feel better.
Okay.
Nothing's going to change what happened to your kid.
And I'd say good morning to Lance and Lee. I love his comments. But he made a comment this morning. I don't think we read it on the air. If we could do that now, and then I want to react to it.
I'm trying to find him. With all things wrong in the state in this area, Brian Miller's worried about people's headlights. Apparently, he lives in a different world than most of us.
Okay. Lance, I appreciate you always wanting to critique and criticize, and I do think it's a good thing. We should ask more questions instead of just shaking our heads going, yep. But a couple things to keep in mind.
It is a problem.
It is a problem. First of all, he's in the minority, so it's very difficult. If you're saying he needs to, I don't know, whatever the particular issue you want him to focus on, being in the minority, it's not likely he'll get it passed. So I am not saying just concede and not fight for these things.
Brian's really good at working with members on the other side to negotiate back and forth, and he gets more done that he might not be getting credit for, because you have no choice. You're in the assembly, and actually the Senate is Democrat controlled as well. You have no choice. But this headlight thing is a real deal.
I agree.
Yeah.
A couple of things. First of all, I think I'll say me, but I think it's my vehicle. It's my vehicle. It's not me. It's not like I control the brightness of my headlights. I can't tell you how many times people have flashed me thinking I have my high beams on, and that I don't. And it's because the lights are so bright. And I think I've done
it on your car or
my car,
okay.
my Nissan, whatever. I don't know.
The headlight mobile, they call it.
The headlight mobile, yes.
It's like a little off name for it.
And it is very blinding. And, I think something should be done about
when
it.
they're flashing their lights at you, do you put your high beams on and really give it to them?
I'll flash my high beams to let them know I don't have my high beams on. If you think that's bad, wait till you see this. It's worse.
That's right.
I do think there's kind of an issue here, and it gets to the whole LED thing that they're so bright that I think it's possible they're damaging your eyes. It is, at least in the moment, like when you glance at the sun, glance at the sun, it can temporarily blind you or disorient you, and obviously those are people traveling sometimes at a high rate of speed. So I don't think it's a nothing burger, if you will.
Yeah, I think there should be, like anything else, they can regulate the tinting of your windows.
Yes.
And there's only a certain percentage of tint that you can have, and on certain windows. So they should regulate the brightness of your low beams.
I can't believe, first of all, that there's not a standard.
Yeah.
Okay. I would assume there's some kind of a standard, but I think what we're seeing is it is blinding for some people. But the second thing is this. You just made me think of something. When you talk about window tints, those are usually the window tints that are put on by an individual, and they might exceed the state requirement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're buying a factory-made vehicle, and let's say they do pass a law.
In New York, some places you can have full tinted windows, but not in New York.
I think the ticket should go to the manufacturer, not the driver. Unless I've installed a different kind of a headlight, I think the ticket should go to the manufacturer, and it would make the manufacturers be more responsible with the products that they put out.
We have Brian Miller in here often, and Brian went with this version of the brightness story. I think he probably got it from me because I had suggested that we do a study on how bright people are, whether they're bright or not bright, and how that affects driving in the Mohawk Valley and in New York State.
I agree.
Right? There are a lot of people out there that aren't too bright, and I'd love to be able to hit a switch and turn them on high beam, but you can't because they're never going to get any brighter than they are right now. Sadly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Here is Scott in Kirkville. Good morning, Scott. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Hey, Jeff. How you doing, bud?
What's going on? Good to hear you.
I got breaking news. I want to break it on your show.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I bit off a little more I could chew when I ran for president, even though I scared RFK out of the race.
Oh, okay.
I am now announcing my candidacy for governor.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going after. In fact, Jeff, this might relate to you. First thing I'm doing is I'm going after the truckers vote.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I'm going to put in all truck stops. I'd like to put all massage parlors in all truck stops.
Okay. I think they're already there. To be honest, with you.
Already there?
Some places,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep, the Charlie's Brick House massage parlors. They never rub you the wrong way. So that's my first goal right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm going to ask Chuck Lester to be my lieutenant governor.
Oh, okay. That'll be really good. Yeah.
And for Micah, the countertop lawyer, to be my attorney general. So
okay.
From there.
For Micah.
So
I like
for
it.
Micah. And if you'd like to make a donation, you can go to Yellow Brick, ask for Joe, and can give him a sports voucher, and then you can start.
Okay.
So I'm going to change it because it was supposed to be a grassroots campaign, but the way the culture is, I don't want people confuse grassroots with a grassroots campaign. So.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Well, good morning, Scott.
Anyway,
good
so
morning.
we got to start somewhere. The
Yeah.
other things,
That's what
I'd
they
like
say.
to get the Cadillac converter down to where we're not trying to compete against California. Instead of having to pay $2,500 for a Cadillac converter, we can maybe reduce it like Pennsylvania. You can get $400. And the cash, I still think it's the biggest discrimination in the state where people don't accept cash. That makes no sense.
Well, the Dome is a place
everywhere.
Yeah.
Dome, amphitheater.
Well, if it's discrimination, though, can we come up with a phrase for it? It's got to be something ism. It's got to be something ism. Cashism.
Cashism.
Is that what it is? It's not fascism. It's cashism.
It is.
There you go. Well, I don't.
No, well, they won't allow the Dome. You can't pay cash for anything.
Right.
I'm sick of those cashists.
Unless you convert your Cadillac, your Mazda into a Cadillac, and that's a Cadillac converter.
Also, I mean, I don't understand this. New York City has a law saying they have to accept cash. So I don't know, unless finally New York City is not part of the state of New York. Yeah. Why is that allowed, but not the whole state?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's getting worse.
Tomorrow, first of all, what do you think of the backup? I mean, this backup quarterback for Syracuse. I think he's going to be okay.
I hope so, but it might be a different type of offense. I mean, when they brought in the other quarterback, I felt comfortable because he was in the system with Notre Dame and he played games. By the way, the Clemson game, I felt comfortable that they could win the game. And if you watch that game, there isn't one part that I thought Syracuse didn't outplay Clemson.
Can I address this? Because I mean, the announcers on that game, it was bugging the crap out of me because, well, let me tell you, at some point along the way here, Clemson's gonna, Dabo Swinney's gonna wake them up. You can see they're playing so poorly. Wrong. Syracuse played so well. And then here's the other part. You had an hour and a half in between. Syracuse basically played two different games. They played Clemson in the first game. Then everybody went out. They took their pads off. They relaxed for almost 2 hours. Came back and played after the lightning delay, and they still dominated them. So and then not a single vote in the top 25. Syracuse didn't get a single vote. I was bothered by that too.
If you look at the athletes, Syracuse had the most explosive athletes on the field. That's what I do sometimes when I look at these when I make my picks is take away the jersey name and see what they actually look like. Now, I've seen Clemson all 3 times. They don't have any explosive receivers. Their quarterback's supposed to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. That's gone out the window. We had the better quarterback on the field. We had the better receivers. We had the better running backs. And
the better defense.
Anything different? We had better defense.
Yeah.
And if you watch the Tennessee game, all right, Tennessee's supposed to have these fast, explosive players. There really wasn't a lot difference than Syracuse, which gave me the idea that basically that they can play. Now we'll find out with Collins.
Can I tell you on that game? Now Syracuse loses that game, but the one thing that I felt was promising is, and they were off. It was the first game of the season. They just did not play well, but they were in that game right up until the very end.
Game.
Yep.
And if you take away the first quarter, they were down 17.
Yeah. Yep.
So they played them even the rest of the way, and they moved the ball against Tennessee. And if you move the ball against Tennessee and Atlanta, and I'm telling you, the best times for a big underdog to pull the upset, those noon games.
Yeah.
Because the other team thinks they're going to win, the fans think they're going to win, and they just don't show up. And the other team, like Syracuse, isn't sitting around the lobby for 6-7 hours. Get up, play the game, and But I think physically, Syracuse wasn't outmanned by Clemson. It was no fluke. It wasn't a Hail Mary. It wasn't a block.
I agree with you. I think they're just a better team.
Exactly.
Now, will they be a better team without their starting quarterback? That remains
That's the problem.
That does remain to be seen, and we'll have to see there. but how about Duke this weekend? What do you think?
Well, the line keeps going up. It's up to 6 with a total about 62, which you don't know if that's the quarterback issue or I seen Duke last week, and I tell you, NC State took the ball, went 99 yards on them, literally, and it was no big play. They methodically just I think it was a 20-play drive.
Yeah.
And their star linebacker got hurt. He's out for the season. So we'll find out if Syracuse can move the ball. It should be a fun game. This quarterback's interesting. I don't know if you knew the story about the the Duke quarterback.
No, I don't know.
They paid $4 million for this guy from Tulane. So he comes to Duke. Tulane plays Duke with their backup quarterback from last year and actually beats Duke. So whoever invested $4 million in this guy, they haven't gotten their investment back yet.
Right.
But he's supposedly that good to invest $4 million in him. So we'll see.
By the way,
Duke
Duke is favored by 4 points against Syracuse.
It went down to 4. Okay.
Yep.
It was up to 6 a day ago.
Yeah, right now
it started at 4. It started at 4.5.
Okay.
Went up to 6 and then came down. So the adjustment has been made. So
right. I have some questions.
It's hard to say.
I have some people with questions. Let me go to Joe Lode with a question. Joe, you're on with Scott in Kirkville.
Oh, actually, I don't have a question for Scott.
Okay, stand by. Hold on. Davey, I got to know what these people are calling for. If he's on, I'm assuming he's on for that. You got to tell me in the notes so I can see it. Here's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. You're on with Scott.
Good morning. Hey, Scott,
Hey,
what do you
Mr.
think
State.
about?
Yeah.
What do you think about? I'm so excited about Izzo playing Colgate in Cornell. What do you think?
Yeah, it's surprising they'll play both from the same state. I heard about Colgate. I didn't hear about Cornell.
You
until I heard
had, by the way, you guys had everybody all confused last week because they're like, I don't think they're going to play Colgate in football. I don't think they do.
No.
But we're talking basketball with Coach Izzo.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Cornell is interesting. They got 2, but I tell you like both Colgate and Cornell are going to probably make about $400,000 for showing up.
Yeah,
Kathy.
think about that.
Usually it's interesting. It's right at the beginning of the season too. I think right. It's not like the first couple of games of their season.
Colgate, I believe, is their first non-conference.
Okay, all right.
But I'm just shocked Michigan State's got another bye. They just had a bye 2 weeks ago, so they went out to USC, and they're not playing this week. So
Well,
interesting. This early to have 2 byes like this.
This is their first bye of the month.
It is. I thought they played USC. They had a bye. Man, we'll see. That was a couple weeks ago.
That was last week.
Yeah, but, right before it though. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see. Michigan State played well against USC. Covered the spread if you're interested in 19 points.
All right. Can't wait for basketball season, Kathy. I can't wait.
Definitely. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks. Little early. But listen, she's a huge fan. She's an enormous Michigan State fan. Coach Izzo.
Well, normally Syracuse fans start talking about basketball.
Yeah, right about this time, right? That's a good
about
point.
This time, it's like you're 0-3 right now and stuff. But
well, listen, I like this. What do you call? Obviously, we got to wait and see what the quarterback does and how this team gels around him. That's going to be a lot to be seen. Is this a noon game tomorrow? Yeah.
Noon game. I think the ACC network.
ACC network. Yeah.
Got it.
All right. Quick. I got to move. I hate to do this. Give us a couple quick picks for the NFL this weekend, or whatever.
The NFL. This is the same tradition. We basically won the last 4 weeks, and we were 9-0 in the last 2 weeks. So we're going to do pros first. These are team total individually.
All right.
Baltimore has done it every week. They've gone over the team total. So look at Baltimore over 24-25. They're playing Kansas City. My Dolphins, if they can't score 23 points against the Jets, they're almost having 2 weeks off. Then they should just fire the coach. So those two right there.
I don't know about that, Nick.
College, 23 points. That's all they got to score against the Jets.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about the Jets, I know they stayed down there. They were just down there for Tampa Bay. Did they fly back and fly all the way back to Miami? That's interesting right there.
Yeah.
Oregon in college, over 24. They've been good every week.
Okay.
Indiana, it's over 27, and then Navy over 24.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. I hope you make a lot of money this weekend, Scott. Thank you.
We'll do. Bye.
All right. Have a
Thank
good
you,
one.
Scott.
Scott in Kirkville, the man, and Davey tells us he makes just a bank every weekend. It's unbelievable. Davey's there to watch him with envy. Not envy as a person, but he has envy in his eyes. Here is Joe Lode. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, good morning, Bill. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrupt your flow there, Scott, but I am just wanted to give you a big shout out to Travis Auto in Westernville right here. That's where I'm standing. I'm using their phone because this is bad cell service here. I had to stop in just to get this call in, and I had to use their phone. Travis Auto right on Route 46 in Westernville. But anyway, I'm here to plug the Remsen Barn Fest. It starts tomorrow, tomorrow and Sunday. And I'll be DJing at Stinger's Bar on Main Street. It's the only bar in Remsen. It's going to be the best time. So if your wife wants to go shopping and maybe you didn't want to go, now you got a reason. You come on up, you hang out at Stinger's with Joe Lode, and then your wife can go shop all her life's content over there in the booth.
So much in those booths
Oh my God, there's so many things. And Bill, last year was the first time I've ever been to Barnfest. I was so impressed. Not only the booths, but the food. You got Horns Family Farm there. They're doing jerk burger wraps. You got the tomatoes down there with the bison. Charlie was there with it's a Utica thing, and he had the whole road blocked off with that big trailer in his. So you can get all kinds of food. There's always something to eat there, and now plenty to drink. And thanks to our buddy Joe Griffo there, we got liquor license outdoors, so you can hang out outside under the tent with Joe Lode and have a beer and listen to some good music.
And Joe, are you no longer at the dealership because you're promoting another dealership now?
Well, no, it's not a dealership. This is just
an auto place.
Mechanics and auto body. But yes, we take our vehicles over here to get inspected because Bill. You got to wait for an inspection machine in Oneida County, and the only way to get one is if somebody goes out of business. There's like a long line. So Travis Auto does a good job for us.
Okay.
And we at Lynx Automotive, we trust Travis Auto, so you should too.
There may have been like 12 plugs in there in that conversation.
I got my buddy Joe Griffo in there too, because Griffo, he's a great asset to this area.
And a political plug as well.
I have a couple of questions I have to ask. I know Bill wants to move on. First of all, I love the fact that you said you were plugging them because you didn't have good cell service, so you had to pull off the road, and now you're using their landline phone. That was a great way to work that in.
Does it sound clear?
You sound clear.
I love
You've never
landline.
sounded better, Joe.
Yeah.
Did you say bison burgers and jerk burgers?
They got buffalo up there, and jerk burgers. So Horns Farm does jerk burger wraps.
So funny. My wife calls me that.
And then the bison, you could get buffalo meat. You could get it to take home. You could eat buffalo sandwiches there. It's great.
And we're not talking about buffalo chicken sandwiches. We're not talking about buffalo chicken. You're
buffalo
actual
meat
buffalo.
Yeah, this is actual buffalo.
Ground buffalo or buffalo meat is very lean.
Oh, yeah?
It's very lean
good
meat.
for you, very healthy. Yeah, when I was down at Mohawk
like
Valley
wine.
Wellness getting fit, they always told you eat bison and buffalo.
All right, Joe. Good.
Hey, real quick,
plugging.
I know.
More.
I know. You guys were talking about the headlights, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I want to throw one more in. If you're going to do a study, you tell me why they took the yellow turn signals off the back of these vehicles, and now everything is red: the brake light and the turn signal, and that's why you have a lot of rear-end collisions because you can't tell the difference between the brake light and the turn signal.
Okay.
We're talking about on cars and trucks?
Yeah, cars and trucks. They took the yellow blinker
Used to be
markers
yellow,
off the back, and they're all red now.
That's interesting.
I guess,
I
now that you say
realized
so, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should look into that. Maybe Miller could do a study on it.
I like it. All right. Good deal, Joe.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey,
All
you guys have a great weekend, and I hope to see you at the Barn Fest.
Okay. Remsen.
Always
Go Remsen.
great
Go Remsen.
to talk
All
to
right,
Joe Lode.
Thank you. And then quickly, I've got Lucia standing. She's been on the line for almost 45 minutes waiting. And here she is. Good morning, Lucia.
Bill, I want to congratulate Anthony Picente on his recognition.
Yes.
They had a big thing going there, so it's exciting. Great politicians.
What's he getting recognized for?
Oh, his recognition. I thought he was resigning. But it's recognition.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got you now. We had a tough line. Yes.
Then
What is he recognized for? What is it?
was recognized for all these achievements, and also he's the longest Oneida County executive existing.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know of anybody that's done it longer than he has, and he's had a phenomenal effect on the. Are you listening to this, Lance and Lee? A phenomenal effect. I realized that when I was carrying his water to his car.
You came to water.
Lance.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And listen.
Yes.
Also, Joe Griffo, I will always vote for him.
Yes.
Everybody vote for Joe. There's no better person anyway.
Joe is great.
Right?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Phenomenal people. And also Mary Finnegan, great people.
Yep, we like Mary.
And
Yep.
then there is Bill Keeler. What does
Yes.
he do?
We like him. Very little, to be honest. Very
the
little.
Best show on earth. Bill, you got it.
All right, Lucia, thank you.
Phenomenal at it.
You
Yeah.
have it's going to be a beautiful weekend in terms of weather. You have a wonderful weekend, Lucy. Thank you.
You too. You
All
too.
right,
Thank you
Lucia.
so much. Bye.
Ciao.
Phone lines are open. Get your endorsements
Speaking
in now.
of one more plug for the Remsen Barn Fest, if you're looking for some good fried dough, go check out the Floyd Ladies Auxiliary. Great people up there in the town of Floyd.
The Ladies Auxiliary in Floyd. And then earlier this morning, as long as we're plugging Filomena's Salameria, they opened yesterday. It's Anthony Amodio Catering, and they brought in a tomato pie here. I believe, boy, it is, I'm saying this, it is one of the best tomato pies I've had. And then we have a lot of great tomato pies here. It
We
is
do.
one of the
That's
best
a good one, though.
I've had. There's something special about that crust. Quick break, and then we'll wrap this up here. We might get Ryan Schmelz before we get out of here this morning. And Jeremy Rosenthal. Did we miss him? We missed him. That's what happens when Joe Lowe plugs and plugs and plugs. We'll do Ryan Schmelz before we get out. Hold tight. Wayne, I'll be right with you at WIBX.
How safe is your retirement? War is everywhere, debt continues to skyrocket, and the dollar is losing purchasing power. The value of the dollar is falling fast. That's why more and more people are converting their IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA to protect their retirement. In 2025, both gold and silver have risen an impressive 29%, and many experts project even bigger gains ahead. Take action now. Convert some of your IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA with Lear Capital. Call 800-957-GOLD for your free precious metals guide and IRA transfer kit. And with a qualified purchase, get up to $15,000 in bonus gold or silver deposited directly into your precious metals IRA. Lear Capital, the nation's leader in precious metals for 28 years. Call today at 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-GOLD. 800-957-4653.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
Hey, Central New York, this is Will Kane of The Will Kane Show, and you can now hear my show every weekday at WIBX. I do things a little differently when I'm behind the microphone because I turn it over to the listeners to learn and really dig into the issues that impact everyday Americans. The Will Kane Show lets you keep ahead of the headlines and understand what's really going on in the world with in-depth discussions from leading experts and the brightest minds. From politics to sports, nothing is off topic. Listen to The Will Kane Show weekdays at 6, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we have a correction.
Okay.
That we have to make here, and I have just been told that I am screwing up royally, and right now Patty is ready to come on with us and explain. Hi, Patty. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've been listening to you talk about tomato pie for several years because
Yes.
I listen to you every morning.
I do like
and as I said
tomato
before,
pie.
you got me through COVID. God bless you. But you say it wrong. You say tomato pie. You
Yeah.
say it like an American. You got to say it like an Italian. Tomato pie.
Tomato pie versus
There you
tomato
go.
versus tomato pie.
Yeah, you got to. You say it like a white boy. You got
Yeah.
to say tomato pie.
So-
Tomato pie. Tomato pie.
Tomato
That's the
pie.
way it is.
Tomato pie. Pass me
Yeah.
some tomato pie. No,
Yeah, now
tomato
you
pie.
sound like an Italian. You got a
I
little,
like it.
got a little color in your cheeks.
There's got to
now.
be a little. I do lack color in the cheeks. So
Yeah, I know. I've seen you.
now let me ask you though. When I go to the grocery store and I want to get some really good prosciutto, I should call it.
geez.
Oh no! What did he just say? It's
You gotta say prosciutto.
prosciutto. And manicotti would be Manicotti.
I'm going to kill myself.
That's awesome. All right. Well, listen, I'm working on it. So it's tomato pie.
Tomato pie. Yeah.
Tomato pie.
Tomato pie.
Oh.
There you go.
Yes.
You got to hang around with the Italians more.
All right.
That's all
Believe
there is
me,
to it.
you cannot avoid Italians in Utica. We hang around many. So
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that and your food. So, all right, Patty.
All right, honey.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
Tomato pie. Tomato pie. Let me tell you, that is good. Tomato pie. All right. It's like when it's very interesting because the same thing with Westmoreland or Westmoreland.
Yes. That's
Little Falls or Little Falls.
What?
It was a big thing. I remember when I was working in Little Falls in the early 80s at the very beginning of my career. And the boss came in and said, you guys are all saying Little Falls. You want to put the emphasis on little. And he was not from, I think if you're from Little Falls, you say it's Little Falls. But people who have come in and they're trying to, do whatever, bring the area up, it's Little Falls.
Okay.
Versus Little Falls.
This is a distorted
Little
Who's
Falls.
on First bit. It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's completely different. Hey, listen again. Listen again. You can't hear the difference? Little Falls. Little Falls. Little Falls. The emphasis is on falls. Think of the little accent.
Okay.
That little accent mark. Little Falls versus Little Falls. Westmoreland versus Westmoreland.
Boy.
I'm just saying. And for my boss, it was a big deal. You would get the I every time you said it incorrectly. Davey.
Was it Gary that gave you the
Gary
eye?
Van. Gary Van.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great
I
guy.
love Gary. I have to go by tomato pie. I'm going to say it so awkwardly now. Sorry, Patty. Then I will let you know. Listen, Donna. Donna's an Italian who is a great cook. Go over to Amodio's place, Bag Square, or get it over at Chinantry's, and you try it. And you
good.
let us know.
That is very, very good.
She
tomato
said,
pie.
my grandfather's was the best tomato pie. Tomato pie. My grandfather's was the best tomato pie. I'm going to screw it up. Patty, I'm going to work on it. I'm pissed that I never wrote down his recipe. That stuff happens a lot.
You should be.
Let me tell you about flooring. Flooring versus flooring.
Flooring.
Flooring. And Sarah's Flooring Outlet has top quality carpet, gorgeous ceramic tile, durable LVP, waterproof laminate and vinyl flooring, the best in floor covering. Let me tell you something. What it has done in our home, the hardwoods that were installed in Sarah's, is it has caused... Even I am like, oh, no, don't walk on that floor like that. Take those shoes off. It's such a beautiful floor. You want it to be remaining beautiful. And the selection at Insera's, you have the best. It's the largest inventory anywhere in Central New York. And on top of it, they're always guaranteeing that you'll get the best price. They'll meet or beat any advertised price. So when it comes time to shop for your new flooring, it has to be in Sarah's. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Where does the accent go? In Sarah's. So it's air. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Say it with me. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet.
In Sarah's Flooring Outlet.
Yeah, that's good. Where's the accent?
I don't know.
It's on the R's. In Sarah's. In
Gotcha.
Sarah's Flooring Outlet. That's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet.
Well,
where you'll
in
always
Sarah's
get
Flooring Outlet, there's no accents or emphasis, ups and downs. It's all smooth, easy.
There is an
flooring.
accent in Sarah's versus in Sarah's.
Inflection is what I meant. The up and down. The up and down.
You're very right.
It's very smooth.
6 months
There's no
interest-free
bumps.
financing, which is smooth with no bumps. And they're located at Route 49 Plaza River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. You look like you want me to take a break here or something. Or am I okay
Smitty's
to
all
go?
excited
Yes, if you
about his
could.
apple bag over
No,
there.
no.
So-
These are for us to share.
Oh,
What
okay.
happened? Where
Well,
did they
I'll
come
have you
from?
Explain here.
Wayne brought these in, dropped them
Wayne.
off. Apparently, Twin Orchards is still open. It's one of the brothers apparently is operating it according to
So
Wayne.
was Twin Orchards the one that turned into the boutique
Yes.
up in the Lowe's Plaza?
Yes.
By the way, there last night, if anybody was around there last night, there were lines to get in over there. The traffic was crazy.
For the apples?
No, for the boutique that just opened up.
They were on Mappa Ave in Barneville.
Yes,
and they
I've been
ended
there.
up- Yeah, they ended up buying the old
They're
Twin
good
Orchards.
people. I know them. And yes, and that new place is like, it's high-end boutique clothing you might get in other places, not normally around here.
So Wayne, if you're listening real
Like
quick,
Walmart.
could you
Now,
call
like
in to
Walmart.
tell us where about these apples, if I'm wrong or right, about Twin Orchards? Apparently they're on Stop 7 Road over in Westmoreland. They have a booth. You just roll up there and pull up there. And
You've taken the third pronunciation of Westmoreland. There's Westmoreland, there's Westmoreland, and Westmoreland. I didn't realize there were three pronunciations.
Sorry.
The Brady Bunch House in North Hall. I got to get to a couple of things here. We're just
go
screwing
to
around.
the Red Ryan, then we'll figure it out.
Apples, they're huge.
They are enormous apples. What's the? Give me an idea on the taste. Is it a sweet, sour apple? Because I've heard apples did very well this year with the lack of rain and the high heat. Thank you, Wayne.
That's very good. That's sweet. That is sweet.
Okay. The Brady Bunch House in North Hollywood will be open to the public for the first time ever for 3 days in November. You've got calls coming in here. Bookings are already sold out. And apparently it was purchased, if you remember, in 2018 and redone, back restored to the original look of the Brady Bunch series.
Mm-hmm.
It was restored, and now in California it is opening up. Billy Corrigan, Susie Olsen, Cindy Brady on the podcast, they were all obsessed with the house, and they've got it back. And this is the audio that I have. Ready? Oh, it's just that. I don't want to play it. 53-year-old Sacha Baron Cohen. You remember him?
I do.
What did he go by? His Borat. I always thought it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen when you watch the very first, for the first time, episode, and he's interviewing some, staunch Republican or Democrat who's very conservative, liberal, and conservative socially, and he would just come out with some of the craziest crap. I do. I always thought that was funny. Anyway, he's now dating a 27-year-old.
That's okay.
OnlyFans model.
Oh.
He found her on OnlyFans, and now they are dating. Borat, and her name is Hannah Palmer.
Okay.
I'd break up her last name and explain where she's going with that, but I won't. And
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, why is that in the news?
I have no idea. It's in my feed. I'm just reading what's in my feed. And here's one more. Jordan Davis had a special guest come up on the stage and sing with him the other night. It was NFL Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. Here they are singing Wagon Wheel. Check it out. I got to tell you something. Peyton Manning is just having the time of his life.
He is.
Right? And his brother. I mean, I think they remind me of who are the two brothers, Smothers Brothers. One was a little drier, one was a little more outgoing, and they offset each other really well. Smothers Brothers were a little dirty back in the 70s, but I think the Manning brothers are funny.
I do too.
And I think he's having the time of his life. Ryan Schmell is on the line right now from Fox News Radio. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. And you know what's great is that, when Eli Manning retired, you could almost seem like he was just kind of excited for the whole retirement thing.
Yes.
I think with Peyton, he really wanted to hang on because he wanted to get that second Super Bowl. Eli was kind of like, I've got my 2 Super Bowls. Clearly not, my arm talent's not what it used to be. I've clearly dropped off. But
let's move on.
What?
Yeah.
Like, I've got a lot of business opportunities down the road, so let's get it.
And I think that was really that's a great way to do it, versus just staying too long.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there may be a quarterback out there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Although he's having a good year. Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, Eli would have probably ended up being a backup if he would have stayed any longer. So I think he was kind of in that position where he had to, or was like, you're not going to really do much.
I agree.
And, Russell Wilson's kind of going to be facing that reality soon. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers is starting on a team that's 2-1, right? So, I mean, you can't really say that he's.
I think he's and he's also got a line that is doing a really good job, an offensive line doing a really good job protecting him.
Yeah, which he hasn't had in a while.
He hasn't had that in a while.
That New York
shows you the importance of that because, for the Jets, he did not have that. Okay, we wanted to check in with you, Ryan, before we get out. Of course, Ryan covers Capitol Hill and is in Washington, and normally we speak with him in the 6 o'clock hour, but we've got you here. So a whole different audience getting the Ryan Schmelz experience from Fox News. And
love that.
What do you think? Are we going to avert this shutdown?
No,
or
they're not trying to avert it anymore. They're just going to let it happen. Am I wrong, Ryan?
Well, I think now what's interesting is watching the messaging game play out. I was talking to a Dem operative, Dem strategist yesterday, and she was saying the one thing Republicans are really good at right now that they haven't been in the past is they get a line of messaging and they really beat it very hard. So in this case, they got the line Schumer shutdown, and no matter what type of Republican you are, whether you're a member of leadership like John Thune, you're a conservative member or a moderate member, they're all saying Schumer shutdown, Schumer shutdown, Schumer shutdown. And Republicans genuinely believe that this could be the first government shutdown for some of them, I think, ever, where Democrats are ultimately the ones who get blamed for this by the media.
Yeah, I have to tell you, the Republicans have been absolutely the best in that, in those talking points, in the little thing we call in radio, and it still exists today in radio, but back during the days where we were really battling it out in the 90s, and radio was a little different, it was called repositioning your opponent. And you just keep hammering away at something, and the what people think of them, your goal is to change that and have them think what you are creating. And I got to tell you, Republicans have just overperformed in that category in the last 10 years and just blown Democrats away.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I mean, some will say that the Republicans have gotten really good at this ever since, the rise of social media in conservative circles. Elon Musk obviously was owns X now, and you got the White House getting on TikTok for the first time ever. So there's a lot of things to take in mind with this, and also too, I mean, look, the Democrats are in kind of a vulnerable situation where they don't have a really a single voice that's dominating them or leading them right now. And, the pressure's on Chuck Schumer quite a lot. So, I think a lot of people are watching to see what he does on Monday.
Just look at the way they're repositioning Mamdani in New York City. And I'm not saying that, he's a self-proclaimed socialist, but they don't use socialist. They use communist. And from people all over Marxist and communist all over, or at least Stefanik calls him a commie. And I just think that when you start hearing everyday people repeat those things back, then you realize, wow, it really works. And they completely redefine the person. Now, I'm not saying that he's a self-proclaimed socialist. Don't forget that, but still.
Yeah, and in that case, I don't know if the attacks have been effective on him specifically, because obviously he's still winning.
But they're using it on the party.
But the top to bottom, it's creating these issues where, every single press conference, Schumer or Jeffries is going to be asked about, their status with Mamdani. I mean, Jeffries he got like a three-part follow-up where, he called on one person yesterday. The one person asked him a Mamdani question. Then, a reporter just shouts a follow-up. Then Chad shouts another follow-up with that. It was like this domino effect. Yeah. And that's just kind of the drama surrounding Mamdani that's kind of made it nationwide. Now, of course, he's from New York, so, of course, that plays
right. Yeah.
But there are other places where, Democrats, in swing districts and swing places across the country are going to get tied to this guy, whether they want to or not.
Listen, they did it with Nancy Pelosi, and now Nancy Pelosi's sitting there saying, finally, there's someone to take the heat off of me. Well, and I always use an M when I pronounce his name. It's Mandani. I think it should be Mandami. It sounds better.
Do you think the rebrand or the repositioning of Mamdani, or however you say it, is the reason that Democrats won't endorse him? I mean, there's a lot that won't, and some have been critical of him.
Well, no, they won't endorse him because he's too far left.
Right.
Yeah, that's the simple reason. I mean, you got Tom Suozzi and Laura Gillen who have just completely decided not to endorse Mamdani. They straight up say, nope, we don't think he's up for the job. We think he's just too far to the left. And the funny thing is, members like them, they would like to get more media hits, more attention, and be, given the opportunity to maybe not be the face of the party, but be one of the leading voices in the party. But the problem that Democrats, especially ones in the center, run into is that the progressive ones are the ones who get the most attention right now, and the ones who say the most controversial stuff because, you're competing with a news cycle that is heavily featuring Donald Trump as president. And also, they're in the minority. So you don't you get less attention being in the minority as it is. But you factor that in with the fact that you're in a minority and competing with President Trump.
Yeah, it's a different world. Great stuff, Ryan. Have a great weekend. We'll talk next week. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. And I just want to leave you with Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills will be accepting new patients sometime soon. We'll have details for you on that. Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He'll be arraigned next month. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but former FBI Director James Comey insists
I'm innocent, so let's have a trial and keep the faith.
Posting that on Instagram after Comey was indicted on charges of making a false statement to Congress and obstruction of a proceeding. Fox's Todd Pyro reports.
The case against him stems from his testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee back in September of 2020 about the FBI's investigation into 2016 Russian interference in the election.
I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
So your testimony is you've never authorized anyone to leak?